what up, Twitch? It is your favorite wrestling podcast on Color Circuit, the best wrestling podcast on Color Circuit, the hottest wrestling podcast on Color Circuit, and at this point in time, the most controversial podcast that relates to wrestling on Color Circuit. That's right. YouTube can't handle us.
No, not like Rich Swann.
Oh, we burned them. We burned YouTube, and I would like to apologize to the rest of Color Circuit. We got a little adventurous last podcast. Some clips were shown. I didn't do my research. That's my bad. But I'm not sorry to YouTube. I'm not sorry. You think you could just sit down and pile drive? We're still
think you could ban the pile drive?
You think you could ban the pile drive? Hell no. We're going to be pile driving forever.
This isn't Louisiana. You can't ban us.
That happened. We're not afraid, so we're going to keep on podcasting.
I mean, why not?
Yeah, back with me. This mysterious his re-debut from injury. Connor Griffiths is back.
Yeah, I feel like Jericho. I just come back as a new persona.
We're gonna have to build up promos for it.
Yeah.
What's your gimmick this time?
Man, you're putting me on the spot here.
Bad at improv. That's your gimmick.
No, yeah, bad at improv. Perfect. And
Yes, and.
I know improv.
I got you. All right. So this last Friday was the greatest Royal Rumble ever in the history of Royal Rumbles. It made every other Royal Rumble look like shit.
I didn't see it.
Oh, I didn't watch it either. That's
no.
That's my Friday. I mean, we got the results.
I watched the Rumble.
Yeah,
but because that's like honestly, from what I also heard afterwards, like the only thing really mattered was the Rumble, because everything else was like, ooh, retained.
I mean, everybody, it's a house show, and then everyone's like, I have to remember it was a house show. It's like, yeah, it was a house show.
On TV, which makes it not a house show.
Yeah, and it wasn't bad.
No, this whole thing.
I don't think they're going to do any groundbreaking. They're not going to change the entire universe in Saudi Arabia.
Right, and I think it's a little bit, like, predictable. Like, I didn't think anything was going to happen, honestly. I thought maybe Roman would win.
I mean,
I thought that was going to be like the only thing that would happen. Everything else would stay the same because you're so close to Backlash.
Yeah,
you don't want to mess up any trajectories.
That's
there.
an actual pay-per-view.
An actual pay-per-view that they planned. But like, yeah, I thought maybe Roman would win. That's why he didn't win in WrestleMania. They just postponed it. I mean, but he still lost.
A house show is not going to have Triple H versus John Cena.
I caught the beginning of that match because I was gonna start watching, but then I had to go back to work.
This is actually a pretty good card.
No, on paper, hell yeah, dude. Oh, actually, from what I heard, it was a pretty good show altogether.
There was only one match that was complained about, and it was spoiler alert: the Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns match.
Yeah, didn't I just say he lost?
No, it wasn't.
I didn't.
Okay, so I'm sticking with my prediction that Brock Lesnar is going to be champion when I'm 65. He's still going to be champion, and it's still like every. He
just comes out in a wheelchair, still doing the.
Yes, with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman's coffin, like Paul Heyman's urn.
Yeah,
because he gets. Yes, that's what's gonna happen. Is that dark?
No,
dark.
No, whatever.
I'm just upset because
there's no such thing.
I just make up your mind, WWE. Do you want Roman Reigns to be the guy or not?
I think not.
I mean, we'll get into that because I agree, but we'll talk about that.
Oh yeah,
so
for sure.
So Triple H took on John Cena. It's it's two surefire Hall of Famers having a match for a crowd that is not super familiar with professional wrestling.
What I liked about it was very by the books.
Yeah,
like it was very like by the books, which if you know wrestling, like by the books can be great.
It was a good match.
Yeah, you get the crowd, like you do things like you wouldn't normally do, and like because like nowadays you get a pop by doing cool moves.
Yeah,
and they're very old school in the sense that like you get the crowd like going, you get them hot, you get them all.
Have two guys who know how to command a crowd.
Exactly,
and they're like both arguably the best at it.
Yeah, and on opposite ends.
Yes.
Because like Triple H is one of the best bad guys in history, and John Cena is one of the best good guys in history.
Oh yeah, no, they had a real good match from what we hear because we didn't. You know what? From now on, our gimmick is we watch the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Can we just like watch one match every week for like the next 8 weeks?
I'm down.
Just be like, all right, week 2.
We're finished with the Greatest Royal Rumble.
We just watched the Cruiserweight match.
Oh,
man.
Speaking of which, that came up next, and it was Kalisto versus Cedric Alexander.
Honestly, I didn't even know Kalisto won the gauntlet
I couldn't
match.
believe it. I mean, it's a health show, so
Right.
it made some sense. But Cedric Alexander turned a Salida del Sol into a lumbar check.
Oh, that
Great
sounds
spot.
awesome.
Like I saw
did
the
he
highlight.
did he catch him mid-air and
Yeah.
then kind of threw him
Yeah,
up?
and he
That's
did
awesome.
Yeah, no, it was a cool spot. I saw
awesome.
it. And so Cedric Alexander retained.
Yeah.
I feel like he's going to hold on to that belt for a while.
I don't think that long.
Really?
I don't think it's going to be short. I think it won't be that long, though.
Who do you think takes it off of him?
Buddy Murphy.
Buddy Murphy?
I think Buddy Murphy takes it off him as soon as his visa's all cleared up.
I don't like it.
Yeah,
I don't
because
like
I
it at all.
think I think they were planning. I honestly think they were planning on having him take it off him right away.
Oh, that's stupid.
I know, but I think.
I mean, I just not Buddy Murphy.
Why? Do you not like Buddy Murphy?
I do. I think the other cruiserweights worked really hard to get. It should go to somebody who was there at the beginning.
Or you try to put in fresh blood. There's the other side of that.
I don't like it. I don't like
Okay,
that.
fair enough.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Buddy Murphy's not the guy to do that.
To me, he seems like a perfect foil for the entire cruiserweight division. He's because he's so much bigger. You know, he could be he demands power because he's so big. You know, because he's what 6'1". He's really tall.
He is tall.
He's tall and he's 205 or 207.5 or whatever the heck it was. But he's 205, right on the dot, which means he can potentially be this is hyperbole. But
Hyperbole.
Yeah.
Hyperbole.
hyperbole.
It is now hyperbole.
I watched that Brian Regan and he says hyperbole.
No, I
and
love
cracks me
it.
up.
I love it.
But I feel like he could be a Big Show in the sense he's the big guy in the group. He's the guy that everybody's oh, we don't want to mess with him.
Yeah.
He's big. You know, he could throw us like nobody's business, things like that. I don't know. I think he's way better than they've let him be on TV so far, so I'm kind of hoping he gets a pay-per-view match so he could kill it.
I mean, I just don't want him to, I want them to give him the opportunity to show what he can do. I guess I'm just kind of when I think of who can take the title off of Cedric, if we've done this whole Cedric deserves it storyline.
Yeah.
There are a lot of cruiserweights in that division who can say they deserve it.
Well, let's do more tournaments.
205 Live should go that kind of route.
Yeah, they should be a very tournament-based promotion in the sense that I would love them to do a World Cup,
Yeah.
like a Cruiserweight World Cup. And it doesn't have to be a tournament per se. It could be a round robin kind of thing where there's point systems. And you can have representing Mexico.
Take a Bound for Glory series approach to it.
Yeah,
Which
it kind of.
I talk
No,
shit.
but I'm saying the idea. It's more like G1. I was thinking, but smaller
Yeah,
G1.
better. That way I don't have to say nice things about it.
Yeah. So I would say you do a World Cup. You have representing Australia, Buddy Murphy, representing Japan, Hideo Itami, representing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And you can just do a little World Cup. Not a big deal. It's not like a turn, and it will be a little bit different than a traditional single elimination.
205
tournament.
lends itself. It doesn't need to be storyline heavy.
It can be.
But
it shouldn't be.
It doesn't need to be. And I think you'll have those compelling characters like a Drew Gulak or a Mustafa Ali who can insert storyline-esque things into what they're doing.
Yeah.
But the cruiserweight guys, I don't think I take a storyline they do really seriously unless it's a competitive one.
Well, I harpen it back to WCW cruiserweights where they're where it was about introducing international talents.
Yeah.
Let them show off what they could do, and we'll put little tournaments or rumbles or gauntlets and things like that to determine the next challenger.
Let them tell their stories in the ring.
And then you build a story.
Yeah, let them tell the stories in the ring. Don't do as many backstage segments unless Drake Maverick's involved.
Yeah.
There, I finally can say his name without it feeling weird.
Oh yeah, finally, yeah.
It took a while because
Drake Maverick.
That was.
I consider myself kind of a maverick.
I feel like they made up. I told a friend, I was like, I feel like they made that name up right before he went on stage.
Yeah.
Just like
he was just playing Fortnite or something and saw Drake was all in the news and stuff like that. He's like, "Oh, Drake!" And then he was just Maverick.
They're like, okay, we gotta get Rockstar Spud on stage, but he can't be Rockstar Spud. We got 2 minutes, guys. Come on, fuck it, you're Drake Maverick. Okay. Yeah, there we go. All right, geniuses. But he's fine. Yeah. So Cedric, I think I'm coming around to Cedric. I was pulling for Mustafa Ali, but I think it's just because I was worried that they wouldn't do anything with him.
Well, that's why I think he's going to lose it sooner rather than later, is because I don't think it's going as good as they hoped. I know it's only been like a
Yeah,
couple
it's
weeks.
way too soon.
But like, if you listen to his promos, doesn't have that fire now that he has the title.
Mm-hmm.
He's back to his like Enzo days where he was just kind of like he was just like, hey everybody, I'm Cedric. I'm gonna break your back.
I'm the baby face.
Your lumbar's gonna get checked.
I don't think he has the Mustafa Ali approach. He can't do the Mustafa Ali approach to it. That's why.
Honestly, I think Mustafa Ali cannot win the title right now. Cannot. I think you put it off because he has potential to get over as we want him
like a Gargano.
Yeah, similar.
Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, because his story is very unique, and that's what I said when we did our predictions. I'm like, his story going into WrestleMania was finally I could represent my people in a good light at WrestleMania. It didn't matter if he won or lost. Cedric's was the only one that mattered where if he won or lost. He's like, because my daughter thinks I'm a champ. So now that you have that story, you can get Cedric out of that title picture, have him start, because he's way better as a chaser than he is a holder, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, because he just seems like someone who's like trying to fight to the top. Same thing with Mustafa Ali.
I think
Mustafa
that's
Ali
just
could
baby
be
faces in general. Like there are a few baby faces that I know how you feel about Bret Hart, but Bret Hart as like a long reigning face champion makes sense.
Right.
Shawn Michaels makes sense, even though he was,
well, if you're like build yourself as like the best technical wrestler or the best whatever, that to the point where like you win matches, but you don't win them like by power bombing the hell out of someone to get that pinfall. You win by like catching them with a roll up or catching them with like a submission. You know, ways that where because you're a better wrestler, you got the win.
Yeah,
that makes sense for a long title win. Cedric, because his finish is like a backbreaker, it doesn't have a lot of build. It's very much an RKO in the sense that it comes out of nowhere, and that's perfect for a heel, in my opinion.
Although, I mean, like...
But I don't want him to be heel. I'm saying, like...
The RKO is, like, the most face move ever right now.
Yeah, because it's a meme. Like,
all they
it has nothing to do with the move itself. It's because people made, like, vines of him.
I know, but
like, Randy Orton, the slippery snake.
Same process.
Like, nobody cares.
Same process. Just make the lumbar check a meme, and you're good.
Yeah.
People falling backwards into a ball pit.
He did that thing where, like, someone goes up for the backbreaker, and it's like, or whatever the little fish guy. Yeah, something like that.
Terrible theme, but
in the dark, I feel at home.
After that, we have the match for the vacant Raw Tag Team titles. The Bar.
This was bad. Not the match. I haven't seen the match, but I'm saying like the idea, because I haven't been here for 2 weeks. So
versus Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah. Why have a new SmackDown team in the Raw Tag Team title match? Why?
Because it was way too obvious that Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt were going to win, so what difference?
Put them against the Revival. That way there's at least a little bit of like...
Hold on. I mean, I agree with that sentiment, but at the same time, I don't want to see Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt beat the Revival. I want to see the Revival beat them.
They're two main eventers as a team. They can beat the Revival.
I get
it's fine.
you. But obviously, storyline dictates that Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt need to win those tag titles. But at the same time, like everybody knows, people want to see the Revival as tag team champions.
I don't know if the people want that. I know I want that.
I want that.
I wanted them to get in a program where they can show off how good they are, because they've yet to be in a program. Every single one of their matches in the last like 6 months has been, hey, we came out, said something really weird, and now we're gonna have a match, and then next week it's something else.
Well, okay, and I think they wouldn't be able to show off how good they are with Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, because Matt Hardy,
fair enough,
is not the wrestler he used to be.
Dude, I already know that their first feud.
Yeah,
it's easy. It's Fashion Police, dude.
I love it
because it's gonna be a comedy thing, and I wouldn't be surprised if they win.
It's interesting that Raw kind of gutted their tag team division.
Well, it's because Vince McMahon is in charge of Raw, wholeheartedly hates tag teams.
I mean, it's not a problem because I think Raw can handle it, because obviously the focus on Raw has never really been the tag team division.
And that's why I think it's a good idea.
That Superstar Shakeup wasn't bad.
Oh, no, it was perfect.
I
thought it was really, really good.
It kind of addressed a lot of problems. I think the only loser in my eyes is Jinder. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what you do with him from here.
Yeah, I actually have the board right here.
You didn't. Yeah, anyway. I don't know what you do with Jinder. Like, I don't know. We'll get to it.
We'll bring that back up. Okay. But first we got to get through. So Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt win. Okay.
Yeah, like
Sure.
cool.
The only title, not shocking, but it's the only new champion you see, but it's because the tag team titles were vacated. Kind of makes some of the decisions they've made makes WrestleMania in hindsight make more sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of going back on some of my irritations with some of the decisions they made.
Okay.
Although at the same time, like, why do you take the title off of fucking Randy Orton to give to Jinder to lose to fucking Jeff Hardy?
Because Randy Orton doesn't want to do the job of Jeff Hardy.
Oh, that's mean.
No, it's probably the truth. They like.
So you think Randy Orton's going to win at Backlash?
No, I don't think Randy Orton has a problem doing the job for Jeff Hardy. I think he has a problem doing the job for Jeff Hardy on Raw.
Yeah.
I think in a pay-per-view setting, Randy Orton will do whatever they ask. In a weekly televised program, Randy's like,
You
nah,
have to show up
screw
on
you.
Monday? No.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to carry around this heavy thing.
Yeah.
You know.
Which brings us to the next match. Jinder Mahal took on Jeff Hardy, and Jinder Mahal lost the spot everybody talks about. Jeff Hardy goes up for a whisper in the wind. Does not hit it at all. Jinder stupidly sells it anyway. Like that. Like I don't know anything. Okay, Jinder Mahal, much better wrestler than I am.
Oh yeah.
But common sense means he didn't connect. I can easily play it off as I got out of the way.
You ever see Mortal Kombat, the movie?
Yeah, you showed it to me.
Yeah. He's just like, this is the part where you fall down, and just Jinder's like, ah!
Yeah, and then he just drops, and I don't know, Jinder. That probably wasn't the smartest move. You probably could have been like, huh, "You bad aim."
Yeah, no, just like kind of like, ha!
And then like that's a call an audible moment where you're just like, roll me up, and then he rolls him up.
Yeah.
But oh well, we're not trained professional wrestlers.
No,
But
we just
that-
play ones on TV.
But that's not good. That's what's being talked about during your match, Jinder.
Yeah.
Especially now that you're on Raw with all of these other guys who are significantly more like the fans are way more invested. And I'm not rooting against Jinder.
I love Jinder. I really do. I
just-
think he has a place, and I think he can only get better.
I just think
Because you got to remember, he was put in the freaking D list
yeah.
for
He got fired.
He got fired and came back and put in the D list. So you got to remember, like, he's not used to wrestling 15, 20-minute matches.
No, and I think guys like Randy Orton are tailor-made for Jinder Mahals.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
but he can't wrestle like a Samoa Joe or an AJ Styles because he's going to get shown up.
Right. So that's
Like-
why it might make sense for him to be back on
Like
Raw.
that Brock Lesnar Jinder Mahal match would have been awful.
Oh yeah,
Brock
dude.
Le-
We
Brock
talked
Les-
about that. Like, I think we were talking about that back then, and I was just like, "That's a bad idea."
It's a terrible idea.
It's literally just like,
Brock Lesnar won't sell for Roman Reigns, who is like the company guy.
Yeah.
He's not gonna do anything for Jinder Mahal.
yeah,
And then putting it on AJ Styles was the good decision. Anyway, so after that we had let me see here, because we didn't watch it. And
Yeah.
we had some backstage stuff. Then we had the SmackDown Tag Team title match, the Usos versus the Bludgeon Brothers. The Bludgeon Brothers won.
makes sense.
Yeah.
I can't complain
I'm
because it's probably gonna be Bludgeon Brothers versus New Day at Backlash, and then or maybe they'll have a rematch. I don't know. But then
Triple threat tag match.
Usos and then Bludgeon Brothers will face the Bar, and it's just gonna be going down the tag team ranks till someone beats them.
Who do you think who takes the title off of Bludgeon Brothers?
I think eventually New Day. I don't think their first time. I think they'll go down.
Sanity.
I don't think Sanity's gonna get the title right away. I think they're gonna be more of like a kind of how Bludgeon Brothers
Yeah.
were before they got the titles, like where they come in, wreak havoc. Because like if they do it the way they did in NXT, you got the two smaller guys against Bludgeon Brothers, which is
Eric
is-
Young and
Exactly,
although
which is-
Alexander Wolf is not a small guy.
He's not a small guy, but he's small compared to the Bludgeon Brothers.
Yeah.
And like, but if they do it like the way they initially were, where it was Killian Dane and Alexander Wolf, then yeah, I can see them doing that.
Killing Dane's going to be their singles guy.
That's what I assume. I like the idea of the leader not being the singles guy.
I agree.
The first time I ever saw that, I've probably seen it before, but the first time I remember was in Evolve.
Yeah.
They had Catch Point with Drew Gulak, and he was the tag team champions with Hot Sauce Tracy Williams. But he was the leader, but then Matt Riddle was the guy who was going for like the world title.
That's like the Freebirds. I mean, everybody knows Michael Hayes is the leader, but Terry Gordy was the one in the
Yeah,
main
see,
event.
there you go. That's what I mean. Like, I like that. That's a cool concept.
I mean, you know, I'm on board with. I really wish Nikki Cross was coming with them.
Oh yeah, of course.
I mean, it kills their win. It doesn't set up Shayna Baszler for a lot of success if you take away Nikki Cross, because then who the fuck is she feuding with? A bunch of no offense to any of the women in the NXT division, but other than Shayna Baszler, it's a lot of no names right now.
That's why I think they're. When is the Mae Young Classic?
I don't know. I could look it up.
Yeah, I know the United Kingdom thing's in June, but I don't know when the Mae Young Classic is, because they could be keeping.
Shayna Baszler's setting herself up for a very long title reign.
I think she's going to have a 6-month title reign.
Oh, we need to interact with chat. AJ Polska says, Connor, when would you like to pile drive my bungus?
I mean,
pretty sure this is Mikey. You remember Mikey?
Yeah.
I'm like 95% certain this is Mikey. Mikey, that's gross. Mikey, we're talking about wrestling.
That'd be funny if it wasn't Mikey and it was just some guy who was just like tickling his beehole.
No, we were doing a 8-hour stream of board games on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
And I was producing for one of the things, and I just saw this comment where it was like, "Is that Connor Bradley?" And I was like, "Polska, that's Mikey. That's definitely Mikey." Stay on task. Stay on task with us. Mae Young Classic. Anyway, so yeah, no, Shayna Baszler is going to be champion for a while.
I think she's going to lose it to whoever wins the Mae Young Classic. That's why I'm asking that.
All I see is that it's scheduled for 2018.
They don't have a date.
Yeah,
it'll probably be like sometime in
August.
September.
Yeah.
That lull between Survivor Series and Rumble seems like a good spot.
Which I'm down. Up next, we had a ladder match for the WWE Intercontinental title.
I heard this was good.
I heard it was really
I want to
good.
go back and watch
let's
it.
Look at the talent. You had Samoa Joe, who's fucking best. Finn Balor.
Finn Balor.
Who's also
I'll
the
go
best.
play with my Legos.
The Miz, who's awesome. Not the best, but awesome.
Was that intended?
Yes.
Okay, good.
And Seth Rollins, who is the best.
I have my reservations now with Seth Rollins. I love Seth Rollins. I think he's great. I don't think he's as good as people say he is.
He's no AJ Styles to me.
Exactly. I honestly wouldn't put him in the top 10 best wrestlers in the world.
Today? Oh, man. He's top 20.
He's top 20, yeah, for sure.
So top 15.
I gotta think about it. Because you got you got your AJ, Omega, Okada, Naito,
and they're tied for one.
Suzuki. You got.
Oh, speaking of which, Naito is.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm gonna watch that tonight.
I'm down. I love Naito.
Yeah.
I think that's why my favorite match is from Wrestle Kingdom is Okada Naito, because I love Okada, and then Naito, I was like, I fucking love Naito.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But you saw how quickly I got to 6.
Yeah.
And I'm not even I haven't even touched WWE.
I think that's fair. I mean, I think Seth Rollins is good. I think they haven't really given him a whole lot of, because they've been shackling him with this Jason Jordan stuff, and he had to pal around with the Shield for a little bit.
I think he's solid. And I love to watch him, and I'm a big fan.
Best of the Shield.
Yeah. Fair.
Although, to be fair, I've been watching a lot of John Moxley promos.
Dude, John Moxley's so good.
And obviously, the easiest fix with Dean Ambrose is to turn him into a bad guy.
Yeah, 100%.
But then there's a bunch of changes fucking ring gear, but
yeah,
because it looks so. Seth Rollins wins. So it looks like they're gonna do a Balor Rollins feud for a while.
No way.
No,
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I'm not digging. I want them to be like a face heel at this point, because I think Seth has been because they're kind of doing the competition, like, hey, I'm better than you, and he's like, oh, I'm better than you.
They ruined it by I like the club on SmackDown, but Balor Club could have been a great thing, and then they were just like, nope,
right,
which is dumb.
It's just you can't turn either of them heel.
You could turn Balor heel.
It's just gonna be about competition, which is cool, but there's no.
I think you could turn Balor heel.
No,
it would be hard to keep.
He literally just came out with a shirt that says Balor Clubs for everybody, and it has rainbows on it. He's not a heel.
Yeah, fair enough.
You're more likely to see Seth Rollins turn heel. Yeah. But it's not going to happen either way. I think they're going to have their one great match, and then they'll move on to someone else, and Finn Balor can maybe toy with the main event scene.
Yeah. Next up, we had a segment with a bunch of WWE tryouts.
Yeah, I didn't see this, but I heard one of the guys was awesome.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Oh, actually, now I remember. This is the best thing I've heard. I need to watch this, because Sean Devari's back, dude.
Yeah, they'll probably be a tag team, but yeah,
I love it.
No, I'm with you. The Devaris as a tag team, great idea.
It's a great idea because Sean Devari he is perfect for 205 Live right now. He has that. He's like a Brian Kendrick in the sense, like he has got that veteran, and he can bring a lot to that.
Do you think they'll bring in Drew Gulak's brother?
Rory, no.
I don't
think this is gonna sound horrible, and I'm sorry, Rory, but I don't think he has the look. He looks like me, but skinny.
Yeah,
Like super super skinny, like no hair, and like he's not that good of a wrestler.
Oh.
Like honestly, like if you watch their amazing Gulak matches on CZW, it's all flash because I don't think he can really wrestle.
Yeah.
He's definitely the I'm wrestling because my brother's a wrestler kind of guy.
I mean, that's not necessarily a deal breaker for the WWE, but I see your
No,
point.
I understand. I mean, like you could be right, I could be wrong.
Well,
I
they're
don't know.
trying to
I
build-
just don't think he has the look.
I think 205 Live lends itself to where you can have, and I hope they do this. I hope they don't have like a cruiserweight tag team division because that's stupid.
You want it to be like a couple, like you just throw people together.
You can have a tag team and they defend the tag team titles, but you also like, let's say like Lucha House Party.
Yeah.
They have the tag team titles, but at the same time, like Kalisto, Lince Dorado, or Grand Metalik can then go and say, "I want the cruiserweight title."
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
But there's like the faction.
I'm okay with there being a division. I like because I think tag team wrestling is super fun.
I love tag team wrestling.
When done right, as shown by Usos and New Day, when done right, tag team wrestling is the best.
No, I agree.
It's chaotic. That's what people forget. It always starts off so smooth and clean and by the books. It always ends up in a freaking chaos, and I love that about it.
I just think, like, especially with tag teams like Brian Kendrick and Jack Gallagher.
Dude, I already know. They get rid of that, first off.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Sign Paul London again. They bring back Brian and London, dude.
They will never. Paul London.
No, I want it so bad because they're crazy and they would fit so well together.
I guarantee you, if that happened, Paul London would no show his first day.
Maybe.
No,
But like have him come out like the Mad Hatter like he does in Lucha Underground.
I would like that, but it's
and
not
then he
going to
just
happen.
teams up with Brian Kendrick, who's just like a pirate.
You are more likely to see Kenny Omega win the WWE Universal title on his first night than see Paul London ever come back to the WWE.
All right, fair enough.
Like,
But I would love that.
and it's on both sides. Like, if they were like, "Hey, Paul London, we want to sign you," first off, he'd be like, "No." And even if he said yes, it'd just be to go, "I'm not going to show up for my first day. I'm not going to do it." Or he smokes a whole bunch of weed.
Yeah.
Like right before.
Well, like apparently, like WWE doesn't care about weed smoking anymore. They just give you like a tax if you get busted for it.
I hope so. That'd be cool.
They do.
I mean,
it's like I think it's $8,000 fine if you get caught. If you get the random drug, because they do random drug tests. They don't do like every month you take a drug test. They do like they kind of like just randomize and pick someone and say you're getting drug test. And I think if you get caught with THC in your system, they're just like, all right, you got to pay a tax. They call it a weed tax or something like that. So they got a little lax with that, from what I heard.
Rob Van Dam, 20 years too.
Yeah.
Soon.
Rob RVD 420 means
I just smoked your ass.
I just smoked your ass.
Up next, we had the WWE title match. Shinsuke Nakamura taking on AJ Styles.
What do you think of his new theme?
I love it.
Okay, cool.
I love it. It's awesome.
I'm not a huge fan of the vocals.
Well, yeah,
I
I like it. I thought it was.
It's
so
like, geez,
cool.
dude.
It's so
It's
cool.
like somebody messed up the mixing in it. Like they put the volume of the vocals like way higher than the band. So he just comes out. He sounds like he's just like grunting. He's like, "Hurrah!"
I think heel Shinsuke is awesome.
Oh yeah, Heel Shinsuke is the best, and the music part of the music is great. The vocals guy. I think they turned him up a little high.
This was said to be a much better match than their WrestleMania match.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. Because now there's stakes.
Well, they got the formality out. I think it
Yeah.
was a formality. AJ wanted the match. I mean, okay, I'm going to be honest. I think the stakes is a cop-out. I think just with it, he won the Royal Rumble. AJ's champion. There's a stake.
Okay.
I just think there's now personality to Nakamura because they should have won the title from Jinder. He should have won it.
Yeah, he
didn't
should
do
have.
It killed his character. And so turning him heel, best possible thing they
Yeah.
could do. But you still could have had a good WrestleMania match. They just didn't do it.
Right. Yeah.
I think they did the right thing by turning him heel.
Oh yeah,
but
100%.
because they had no choice because of what happened at SummerSlam with Jinder Mahal.
Right. I think it's him being a heel is probably the best because now it's going to introduce a new audience to why he's so popular.
Yeah.
Because I'll be the first to admit I didn't watch New Japan when he was a heel. When I jumped into New Japan, he was already kind of a baby face.
Mm-hmm.
Like he just had that match with Kota Ibushi when I jumped in, and so I liked him because every time I watched Ring of Honor and he was on, like if he did the War of the Worlds, the crowd was into it.
Yeah.
They were like, "Oh my
Nakamura's
god!" And he was
amazing.
so charismatic with everybody. But I never thought why he's so popular, and it turns out it's because he's a great heel.
I think his I agree. Like that's how you get your personality across is you play a heel more often than a face. But he had enough personality as a face to where if you put the title on him at SummerSlam, and he'd have a great match with Brock Lesnar.
Oh yeah,
Brock Lesnar would totally do stuff with Shinsuke.
Yeah, but I don't want to give up that AJ match. That match was perfect.
No. Like trust me, I love that match. I'm just saying that match would have been just as good. You have the roles reversed. AJ Styles wins the Royal Rumble.
Okay.
And then you have that WrestleMania match. This is hindsight fantasy.
Yeah,
booking.
hindsight.
Again, turning him heel, best thing they could do since they made a mistake at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
This match was really good. It was a double count out. They just started brawling at the end.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
Good.
It makes sense. It
Doesn't make
prolongs-
anybody look weak.
it
It
prolongs
builds
the
more heat towards each other, and
Yeah.
it kind of like
because AJ
forwards the
Styles
story.
can't keep getting hit in the nuts, otherwise
Yeah.
it's going to become comedy.
Yeah, because that's what happened. Remember, well, who was it that kept hitting? Oh, Dean Ambrose kept hitting Brock Lesnar in the nuts, and everybody just kind of made fun of it.
Yeah.
They're like, why isn't he
Oh,
wearing
poor
like a
Dean.
cup?
Poor Dean.
Yeah, I know, poor Dean.
I'm going to hit you with this barbed wire
Brock's
bat.
gonna Brock, right?
No, you're not. No. Who the fuck are you? Grab my bag.
Yeah.
Who let this roadie in my locker room? Well, it's me, Dean Ambrose.
Hey, it's me, Dean. Hey.
Who the fuck are That's great.
Yeah.
After that, we had a casket match between Rusev.
How was this? Oh, you said you didn't see it either.
From what I like, first off, it wasn't 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
It's like 9 minutes, right?
It was like 9 or 10 minutes, so already better than the John Cena match. Rusev can get a 10-minute match out of Undertaker. John Cena cannot.
beat
but
his old ass.
But it's
I
that
love
was
Rusev.
I love Rusev, but that whole thing was stupid.
Yeah.
That was dumb. Poor Chris Jericho. Hey,
Why
you're
poor Chris Jericho? Poor
Because-
Rusev.
No, like poor Rusev, but also at the same time, like Jericho gets this phone call. You're going to be in the Undertaker match. Oh, okay.
Jericho doesn't give a shit.
2 minutes later, you're not going to be in the Undertaker match. What?
Jericho doesn't care. He's getting paid either way.
But I just
He got put in number 50 of the Royal Rumble. He didn't care.
I hate his hair. He's got his hair.
Oh, he's just letting it grow. He's letting it grow because you can't.
He's in a metal band.
You can't make yourself have long hair. You have
I
to
know.
grow it.
I know. It looks bad.
Yeah.
After this casket match that saw Undertaker put Rusev in a casket because Undertaker's not going to lose.
Right.
Apparently, Aiden English might have gotten really hurt during
No,
that
I
match.
heard that he's fine. I heard he's fine.
I hope so.
I think he was just overselling because he was on Twitter like, "Oh my God, thank God." Like, he's all like,
I like Aiden,
yeah,
I like Aiden English.
dude, he's really good.
All you got to do is let people do something, and
put people on TV.
the crowd that's why I'm worried about the SmackDown creative because it's like they had guys, they just didn't like. You could have done something with Baron Corbin, and you just sacrificed all of these people for Jinder Mahal and the Shane McMahon story.
Right.
And that's why SmackDown became the mess it was. But after that, we have the best match of the night, between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, and it was just finishers and suplexes and Superman punches. And apparently, if you do it with Goldberg, that's really entertaining. But if you do it with Roman Reigns, it's not.
Yeah, but Goldberg only did it once. Same thing with
No,
Brock.
I'm talking about the WrestleMania match. Because the WrestleMania match at WrestleMania 33 was basically just German suplexes and spears and jackhammers.
Right,
But
okay.
Goldberg gets away with being a superhero.
'Cause it's-
Roman Reigns,
it's
they
Goldberg.
book like crap. He can't be a superhero. He can't be I'm just going to hit you with finishers. His spear is fucking weak at this
Do you know
point.
if he bled in this one, or was that only at WrestleMania?
I think it was only at WrestleMania.
Okay.
This
This should have been the one where he could have
this
bleed.
made Roman Reigns look like shit.
Yeah.
He's hitting because I watched.
He
the
should have been
highlights.
transferred to SmackDown.
Yeah, he should have won the
Honestly.
title at WrestleMania.
Yeah, if you're gonna go that way. But I'm saying if you're gonna have Brock win, you should have put Roman on SmackDown.
I agree.
I think that would have
Clean slate.
just that's exactly what it is. That's why I think people want him to turn heel. Is they want a clean slate.
He needs a clean slate.
I don't think it has anything to do with him actually being a heel. I think people just want a clean slate. They want him to start over, kind of build himself back up, because it feels as though he is stagnant and he hasn't like done anything like to fix it. He's the same person he was 3 years ago.
Yeah,
Like
and
nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed. AG Polska says, "I want to take this moment to thank you for all the great parties at your pad way back when. Good times." Yeah, that is not a wrestling podcast related thing. AG Polska, you're killing the groove. You're killing the mood, man.
Hey, don't be mean.
I can't help it. I'm a heel.
Oh, okay.
That's the whole thing. YouTube can't handle my heelness. So it's pretty much just a match where they're hitting their finishers,
Yeah.
suplexes, F5, spears, Superman punches, which is the stupidest move.
Superman punch.
It's
a
dumb.
cool setup move. It's
I
not
mean,
a good move.
I like the logo where he hits it. Like that's a cool design. But
Have you ever seen Ricochet's Superman elbow? He does. It's pretty cool.
I bet it's amazing.
It's really cool.
Ricochet's the
It's
opposite.
not like special or anything like that. He just does it. He just goes ha, and he just elbows him in the face, and it's really cool.
Ricochet's the opposite of Roman Reigns.
Right.
I want to see Ricochet. But then, so they do this spot where Roman Reigns spears Brock Lesnar through the cage. The cage door pops open. Brock Lesnar.
Cage door or the cage itself?
The cage itself.
Okay.
Like it's a section of
like
the cage.
the whole it's Bobby Lashley style.
Or like when Big Show debuted and he threw.
Yeah.
Basically like that.
I just imagine when Bobby Lashley like ran and jumped into the cage and like took down the whole side.
And I don't know if this is a botch or not. I think it is. Or because WWE loves to hand out misinformation and they're trying to do this whole Brock Lesnar's Vince McMahon. So I'm a little skeptical, but Roman Reigns, he spikes himself. He spikes himself on the mat. It's kind of a scary spot.
Okay, I see.
And he rolls off after the spear, and he lands on the floor before Brock Lesnar does, because Brock Lesnar's laying on the cage. So Roman Reigns technically wins the fucking steel cage match, but they decide. But someone in the back's like, nope, Brock Lesnar wins. The ref calls it. Brock Lesnar's still Universal Champion, even though Roman Reigns clearly wins. They don't show the replay anymore. They don't show it.
It was definitely a botch.
That's what I'm kind of thinking.
And like, it's not that like, well, I am kind of shitting on it, but it sounds to me like he was supposed to spear him and just lay there.
Yeah.
And he spiked
The
himself
spear's not
and
that
rolled
move.
with it
The
to save
spear's
himself.
not that move to do that.
Right. He should. Well, no, that's actually the move to do that.
Well,
Because there's no other move you could really do to put someone through a cage.
Everyone who hits the spear always rolls off.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Like
Yeah, I'm
that's,
thinking now that you say that, I'm like, okay.
and it's Brock Lesnar. It kind of like they should have just had Brock Lesnar should have done the heel thing, just beat the shit out of Roman Reigns and just walk out.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be brutality. Like when they announced this match, I was like, okay, I think they're gonna harken back to like last battle of Atlanta or something like that, where it's just blood.
I don't get why they book Roman the way they do, because they want Roman Reigns to look like this badass guy, but he's not. They don't book him like they want.
It's as much as I hate to say it, I think it's because Vince doesn't know, like, because he's out of touch, and not to say that he doesn't get in touch every once. Like a broken clock is right twice a day.
Right. Because he gets Braun.
Yeah, he got Braun right. Everybody was so against Braun until they were like, oh no, Braun's good. You know, but I think Roman was he's prideful. I think he's like, no, you guys are wrong. I'm right. This is what's gonna get over is Roman Reigns.
We'll get into that.
And from what I've heard, I had a couple like female friends tell me that like, you know, Roman Reigns is a very attractive man.
Hunky. He's a hunky guy.
He's a hunky little boy.
I can't. I mean, yeah, no, he is.
I'm saying so. I think it's like he's a good casual person to attach to, but the problem is that no casual watches. And I know that sounds really, really oxymoron, but
no, I got you. They don't stick around.
I don't think casuals watch WWE.
Yeah, who do you see at WrestleMania? Wrestling fans.
Wrestling fans.
Casual fans don't buy tickets to WrestleMania.
Casual fans get the nosebleeds. Don't worry about them. Like, stop. You know, if you catered to the hardcore audience, the hardcore audience is going to tell their friends. Like,
Agreed.
oh, dude, You gotta watch Raw, dude. They freaking had the best
Hearing
match
you
I've ever
talk about
seen.
PWG makes me want to watch PWG.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And like it's because they're not trying to cater to the casual fans, because maybe on Raw you can cater to the casual fans, but like to an extent. Like bringing on Ronda Rousey is like a perfect example of that. You get the people from outside the company come in, as opposed to just pretending like half the audience is casual. There's one. What's the ratings? It's 3 million, right?
Yeah.
More or less 3 million. 1.5 million people subscribe to the network. Half the people who watch Raw every week are subscribed to the network.
Yes.
Half.
And those are wrestling fans.
And those, if you pay $10 a month for something, you like it.
Yes.
You don't.
I love the
no
WWE
casual
network.
buys the network. Sorry, they don't. The network was designed for people like us who love wrestling. And if there's 1.5 million people who love wrestling and bought the network, that's who you got to cater to. Because you don't want to drive out the 1.5 million that actually give you money versus bringing in people who are like casual fans who aren't going to buy WrestleMania. They'll probably watch it on NBC in 6 months. Like, that's the most they'll get out of it. And I feel like that's what's wrong with WWE is that, and that's why New Japan is killing it, because all those hardcore fans, like 1.5 million people subscribe. How many people subscribe to New Japan? Like at least 900,000, right?
Yeah.
Like, so that's half of them. That's half of your entire business.
And New Japan's just going to keep
also
growing.
watches New Japan. Yeah, and it's still growing.
WWE's decided, like, WWE is too stagnant.
Yeah.
New Japan's just getting better.
Yeah, and it's because it's catering to a hardcore audience, and not like, not because it's underground.
And bringing people in. Like, people,
Yeah.
like, you know, New Japan did not used to have this buzz, but now New Japan has, like, New Japan wrestlers. It might just be Bullet Club, but they have deals with Hot Topic.
Yeah.
You see New Japan Pro Wrestling as kind of this cutting edge.
And you know why Bullet Club became a huge success, like in my opinion, is because Finn Balor came to WWE, and everybody just started seeing Bullet Club shirts everywhere, and they were like, "What is that?" And they Googled it and found New Japan.
And they capitalized on it.
So, if you cater, and that's people who are hardcore fans of Finn Balor, not casuals. Casuals don't know who Finn Balor is, and he's on TV every week. You're not supposed to cater to those people. That's just like if you're a comic book fan, you go to a Comic-Con and then they bring in, I don't know,
The Inker.
I was gonna say I don't got a good example. I'll think of one in a minute. The Inker. Yeah. You're just a tracer, man.
You draw over what other people have drawn.
No, I'm an inker.
No, man, you're a tracer.
You're a tracer.
This guy right here, he's a fucking tracer.
No, I want this signed by the actual artist.
Great.
But like it's like bringing in someone, like if you had a Marvel convention and you brought in someone who drew Batman. Like nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
You're at a Marvel convention. You know, like, and that's what I mean by like wrestling. You're trying to cater to these casual fans. The casual fans aren't going to make you money. Casual fans are the guys who are like going to make your numbers look a little bit bigger.
Yeah. And we'll get into that because
So
I want to talk to you about Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
We've kind of talked about it, but we'll go in a little bit because this next thing kind of ties into that. Next up, after that terrible main event where Roman Reigns clearly won, but it's storyline, so no, he lost. Shut up.
Yeah.
We have the 50-man Royal Rumble. It's the largest Royal Rumble.
I actually watched this.
I've seen the highlights. There's one highlight I really want to talk about. First off, Daniel Bryan.
Dude, he broke the record, man.
He is the Iron Man of the Royal Rumble match now.
Yeah.
I don't think...
What is it, an hour and 15, was it?
It was like an hour and 5 minutes.
Okay, I thought... No, hour and 5 was when Kevin Owens came in.
Yeah.
I remember they said,
hour
he's
10,
officially...
give or
I think
take.
he's about an hour 15 somewhere
like
there.
67 minutes or something.
Yeah,
like that.
it's really high up there.
But he it's great. Daniel Bryan is probably going to be treated as like
Royalty.
I feel like him getting cleared is the worst thing that could happen to Roman Reigns.
Yeah. Well, that's why he's on SmackDown.
Because as much as like Vince McMahon's like, I want Roman to be the guy, Vince McMahon's not going to deny that Daniel Bryan's the guy.
Dude, he's gone on record and said that Daniel Bryan's his favorite wrestler. He just didn't see him as a main eventer.
Yeah, and now that
Now that he's back and he's been that a main eventer
And
already. He's
he has
like,
that
yeah,
comeback,
go ahead.
He has that comeback story. So Daniel Bryan's clearly going to main event next year's WrestleMania.
Yeah.
If it's not Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, which it probably will.
It will be. I think it will be. I think there's too much buzz now behind that it has to be.
But I think this is a giveaway. Daniel Bryan's going to win next year's Royal Rumble.
I've been saying that. I said that
You
last
did,
time
you
I
did.
was on.
I mean, obviously, we won't go through the entire lineup.
Why not? I'm just kidding.
We got shit to do, man.
All
We got
right.
stuff. There was some surprises. Mike Kanellis showed up.
God, okay. I'm glad you brought this up. I've been thinking about this so much. I really, 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 really like Mike Kanellis.
I
don't know why.
like
'cause,
his gimmick a lot.
I think he's fantastic. And like when he first debuted, he was doing some matches, and he was really good, and I just kind of gravitated towards him. And like I'm so bummed that he's in the spot that he's in. Apparently he's okay with it, but like I really like Mike Kanellis, and I think he has potential to be a big star.
I like
maybe not like a main eventer, but definitely intercontinental.
Jinder level.
I think a little bit higher than Jinder. Because I think with Maria as his voice,
I think that's the
and then
problem is
he
she's gone
has
right
really
now.
good talent. He knows how to like. He's very aggressive, but still like calm,
Yeah.
and I like that.
He when he was on the Independents, he always kind of felt like a WWE wrestler to me.
Yeah,
So I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm not super into him.
Okay.
Because it just
I really like him though. I don't know why.
I love the gimmick. I wasn't impressed with him in ROH.
You weren't?
I wasn't.
I thought he was better in ROH than he was in Impact.
I mean, yeah, but
He was with the Kingdom, with Matt Taven and Adam Cole, baby.
yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
But I mean, like that's
Did you ever see that 6-man match they did?
Yeah.
That's so good. AJ Styles and the Young Bucks versus Adam Cole, Mike Kanellis, and Matt Taven. It's awesome.
We had Hornswoggle show up.
Yeah, that was spoiled for me. I saw
Hornswoggle showed
some
up.
YouTube channel was just like secret like spoilers. People announced for the Royal Rumble, or like people rumored for a Royal Rumble, and then they do like the shadowy figure of who they're talking about, and they did Hornswoggle, and like you can pick Hornswoggle from like a mile away.
That must have been a great phone call. Hey, Hornswoggle, yeah? We want to fly you out to Saudi Arabia for our greatest Royal Rumble? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I
Yes.
just did the spring break cluster.
That's what I was. Okay, I was just thinking. I was like, didn't we just see him do
he did
something?
the clusterfuck.
That's what it was. Yeah.
We had let's see here. Who else? I'm just looking for noteworthy people. Elias had a spot where he was playing his music,
The song.
and then he sees an opportunity to eliminate three. He eliminates 3 people.
Yeah.
That is
They're high on Elias, dude.
I don't.
I'm
blame-
walking with
Elias. Is
Elias.
great. Yes. Same.
Who wants to walk with Elias?
What a weird. So you're not taken seriously in NXT, but then you're like arguably one of the most over people on the main roster.
He's like an arena band, like an
Mhm.
arena rock band. Because you're good, but like if you're not in an arena, who cares?
Triple H made that analogy.
Yeah.
Yes. Someone's texting me asking me if I want.
Oh my
tomorrow.
God.
Yes, but I can't answer right away because I'm on a podcast. I got things to talk about, Max. Next up, Rey Mysterio showed up. We all knew he was going to.
Yeah.
He's obviously doing.
He came out at 28, right?
number. Yes, I'm gonna.
That's
no, not number 28. Number 28. You're right.
That's the third time I think he's been number 28.
He came out.
Because I think he was number 28 this year too. At Royal Rumble, the original.
Tucker from Heavy Machinery showed up.
Dumb, but once I heard why, I was like, okay, fair.
Yeah.
He was just there for
Right,
he was just there because they were helping out with the
Which is
tryouts.
why Dan
so
Mafa was there.
Ma-
Probably why Baba.
I like how he called him Dan Matha.
Dan Matha.
I was like, I'm pretty sure it's Matha,
Matha.
but whatever.
We had Randy Orton show up, and then the best part of the night, the reason to watch the show, Titus O'Neil comes out at number 39, and he books it, to the ring, and then the angle they show, he just disappears.
Yeah, they just cut out, and they were like, what? And then everybody just
and
starts
Corey
laughing.
Graves starts laughing immediately. Michael
Yeah.
Cole starts laughing immediately. And then they show the replay. So what happens is Titus O'Neil is running down the ramp as fast as he can. He trips on nothing.
No, he trips on the lip because there's
Oh.
because it's a ramp and then a floor.
He
He like tripped on the
and he
cons.
flies. It's not just
Yeah, he like
fl-
cartoonishly slid.
He flies underneath the apron. He
Yeah.
just flies into underneath the ring.
Like you need like a slide whistle, like
If
like
the
right
LED
in there,
if the
you know?
LED board was there, it would have.
oh yeah, I saw somebody posted that. It was like if the LED board was there, he'd be dead.
I don't know if he'd be
I don't
dead,
think-
but, there'd be
like
he would have hit it.
he would have
hard.
hit it, and it would have been even funnier. But the fact that he just went in and his feet were just sticking out like
That
a
is-
Wile E. Coyote and like Looney Tunes.
That's the next. That's the best thing that could have happened
Oh,
to
yeah.
Titus O'Neil. Titus
Uh-huh.
O'Neil's career is made.
Oh yeah,
All of a sudden,
he's
there's-
officially a lifer now.
There's these memes of the Shockmaster passing the torch. to
Yeah,
him,
the actual
which I think-
Shockmaster put that up.
I think that was great. Apparently Vince McMahon loved it.
Yeah, because he made them show replay like 15
Good
times.
idea.
I'm trying to get through this damn Rumble on my break, and like they're showing that like
to
5
be a
times. I'm
fly
like,
on the wall in gorilla position.
oh,
just Vince McMahon with just this glee of just like that was great.
he fell. You know, like,
Vince McMahon, like it's reported that Vince McMahon thinks the funniest thing in the world is to throw people into pools.
I haven't heard that. Is that
Yeah,
true?
I heard that story that Vince McMahon, like his favorite joke is to throw unsuspecting people into pools, which is mean.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's so Titus
harmless.
O'Neil slipping into the ring. Vince McMahon's just like, yes,
Yeah.
yes, I want him to win the Rumble now.
Yeah, Vince always seems like someone who has like a very archaic sense of humor.
He's an old
like
man.
he likes the Three Stooges. I assume.
People falling is the funniest thing to Vince McMahon.
yeah, like he probably thinks like people grabbing their nose and like flicking their hand is like the
when
best
when
thing
they
ever.
when someone invented the waist circle game, he was like, "That's genius."
He's genius.
You trick him
What do
into
you-
looking, and then you hit him.
You mean you gotta put it below your waist?
So I could be like, "Oh, hold
I
on,
can't just go up and Dudley boy you.
I need to tie my shoe. Oh, I got you, Hunter." And I punched him as hard as I could. It was hilarious. So Titus O'Neil is officially a WWE Hall of Famer.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He will go into the Hall of Fame for that.
Did you see someone like put it as like Titus World Slide?
Oh my god!
World
He's gonna
Slide.
win. He's gonna be the Universal Champion.
No,
now.
he'll never
No.
be that.
You sure?
Yes,
Oh, I want it.
I'm positive.
Braun enters, and spoiler. Okay, so Braun enters. We now have Daniel Bryan's been in there for an hour.
And he got his fucking chest chopped like
Oh,
a
he got messed up.
dude. He got Roderick Strong because I think Roderick Strong came in before Braun.
Yes.
So he comes in, and everybody who watches independent wrestling knows Roderick Strong is notorious for having the hardest chops in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
Like nobody tops him.
Roderick Strong is the best wrestler.
And you can just tell that Brian was like, "Hey,
hit me.
fucking hit me, hit me
George.
really hard. I need
Freak
it."
Brie out. Freak Brie out.
Yeah,
when they go backstage.
because he can't take a lot of damage on the head, but damn, he can take it on the chest if he wants to. Because who's gonna tell him not to?
yeah,
My chest isn't broken. My brain is.
you can't get a chest concussion.
Yeah.
Broken ribs, Brian.
Yeah,
Shut up, Roderick.
get congestion.
Bobby Lashley comes out. I wonder what they're gonna. I feel like
Braun versus him, he'll lose, and then he'll kind of go back to the mid card. That's my prediction.
I've seen no Bobby Lashley. I don't think. No. I know I say it a lot. Bobby Lashley will turn heel on Braun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bob, because they need to do something
he
with him.
almost killed Cass.
He almost murdered Cass. That
He
should not have.
straight up.
That I mean, I don't know who to blame on that one.
I
Both
think
of
it was
them.
just. It wasn't anybody's real fault. It was just he's too tall
Cass might have
for that
felt.
spot.
Maybe Cass felt like he was not in a position to go. No, I'm not going to do the spot because Lashley.
And he just came back, so you
Yeah.
kind of want to be a yes man.
Although
in
at the
that
same time,
situation.
I'm like, Cass should have probably been like, I'm not gonna.
yeah,
You're not gonna do
no,
that
yeah,
again.
should have done it to Daniel Bryan.
Yes.
That would have made way more sense because then he's got the injury, and people are like,
Oh, so Cass, yeah. So So Bobby Lashley picks him up for a suplex. It does not go well the first time. Cass goes back down. He picks him up one more time, and then he just drops him.
he
on
just
his head.
drops on his head.
It was bad.
It was bad.
It was bad.
dumb.
I hope Cass is okay. It looked like he was okay. He eliminated Daniel Bryan.
Hey,
They
you
were-
think my head hurts? My head is
Cass is drooling.
SAWFT.
Soft.
Soft.
So Jericho comes out at number 50.
Perfect spot for him because it's a pop.
Oh, and then Kevin Owens yells at him to go back.
Go back to Japan.
We're fine without you.
Why are you here?
I
love that.
So then the final three, because again, I'm not going to waste valuable podcast time reading all this stuff. The final three are Cass, Daniel Bryan, and Strowman. Cass eliminates Daniel Bryan. Strowman eliminates Cass. Braun Strowman is
I think
the
that was
winner.
my prediction, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I was something where they posted like who do you think, who are your top fives on thing, and I think I put Braun as my number one. I'm not sure though.
Good pick because he won.
Yay!
And
I'm right.
they do a ceremony. They give Braun Strowman this big title, this big trophy. The Saudi government come out. They take pictures.
The entire Saudi government.
Oh,
it's one guy.
If I'm in the Saudi government, I want to be next to that very tall man. He is terrifyingly tall. And they take a bunch of photos, and that's how the Greatest Royal Rumble ends. Is Braun Strowman?
I did.
Nice.
I had Braun as number 1, Daniel Bryan number 2, Jericho 3, Rey Mysterio, Bobby Roode.
So Braun Strowman is your Greatest Royal Rumble winner ever. He's the best. He beats everybody. Number 1.
He's the best.
So that's how that ends. Obviously tonight is Monday Night Raw. I don't know. So you saw the Kurt Angle video. Where Kurt Angle, so they talk about the controversy regarding the steel cage
No, I didn't
match.
see the video.
Okay, so basically, one of the WWE backstage people, he asks Kurt Angle, what is your comments on the steel cage controversy? And they fully admit that Roman Reigns' feet touched the mat first.
But the referee's
decision stands, basically
final.
saying, fuck you, Roman.
Basically saying even if the referee's wrong, it's his decision, which I think is how you should do it.
So obviously a rematch between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar is in the future.
Probably not for a while.
Like Money in the Bank or SummerSlam.
No, you can't do it at Money in the Bank because it's in Chicago and they will boo that place.
Which is why the Money in the Bank winner cashes in on Roman Reigns.
Yeah, but they did that last year, didn't they?
It doesn't matter. It's Roman Reigns. I feel like Schadenfreude should be Roman Reigns' gimmick, where everyone's just always laughing at his failures. He'd get over.
I don't think he'd get over.
No, he wouldn't, but it'd be entertaining.
No, you do. I think
Do
you have him
backstage-
step away for a bit. Have him get in a grudge feud.
Yeah.
I think that's what he needs. Is he needs a grudge with someone, like Bobby Lashley or something. Just get him in a grudge. Like someone he just I don't like that guy, and we're gonna fight for 6 months, and then you can put him back in the title scene, kind of like they did with Braun last year.
So my question to you is,
Okay.
and we kind of talked about it before the podcast. How do you feel about this Roman Reigns experiment, quote unquote? Because it kind of, at this point, after he lost at WrestleMania, it kind of felt like this was a sign that Roman Reigns was probably not going to be pushed at the same level he used to be. And then we all assumed he was going to win it at the Greatest Royal Rumble. Like, oh, they saved his big coronation for this big first time ever event. And then he still didn't win. And at this point, it kind of just feels like even if he does win, I don't think it's going to be the same. It's not. They're not doing it to be like Roman Reigns is the new guy. It will be to get the title off of Brock.
Oh yeah, I think from what I've read is that people are in the back debating on whether or not Braun is the next big guy, the next guy. He is, and so I talked a little bit before we started, but I think they're gonna have Brock break CM Punk's record.
Yeah.
And I think that's the reason. That is the reason I think he still has the title. I don't think it has anything to do with Roman. I think it has to do with them trying to get the title, have them break the record, so they don't have to talk about CM Punk, and they can still mention the longest reigning champion of all time, Brock Lesnar.
It might, although I feel like some of it does have to do with Roman Reigns.
I don't think it does because Vince McMahon, very prideful guy. I think he's gonna stick to his laurels. I think Brock will break the record. Because they're only 41 days away.
There have been guys that Vince McMahon was huge on for a period of time, and then once it was clear that they weren't going to be able to deliver, Vince McMahon, like Lex Luger.
Yeah, but it's been 3 years. Lex Luger was a year.
That's fair.
You gotta think it's been this long. You invest so much time into something, you might as well just do it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just jump. You can't jump that shark. So I honestly think they're gonna have Brock break the record, so that they don't have to mention CM Punk, and then Roman will win the title.
Yeah. I don't see. So, when he was going to win the title at WrestleMania 34, when that was the idea, obviously we assumed it would probably be a long title run. And I just don't feel like Roman Reigns is ever going to have a long title run.
I think he will eventually, but not now.
Maybe as a heel, maybe as a bad guy.
Yeah, but we've been wishful thinking. It's starting to become like jokingly, when is Roman going to turn heel?
He needs to.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I
have like 15 ideas I've done in my head of how they could and it would work, but
I feel like they have
won't.
such a ridiculous dismissive attitude about that, where they say, "Well, half the audience boos him, so isn't he already a heel to half the audience?" It's like, don't.
That's not why people watch.
Do not act like you don't know what we're talking about when we say heel
there is a difference between being booed because you're bad, versus being booed because you're a bad guy.
John Cena is not a heel in an ECW arena. The ECW arena is booing John Cena because they don't like him.
Right.
For him.
I'd say it's more like people booing Low Key versus people booing The Miz.
Yeah. We love The Miz.
We love The Miz, but we'll boo him because it's fun to boo.
It's that I'd say it's great to be in Albuquerque, but then I realize I'm in Albuquerque. Boo, Miz!
Boo, you suck. I hate you. We're all smiling and laughing.
505 forever, Miz. Yeah. Boo. And then there's fuck you, Loki.
Yeah, it's just like, I hate you, man. You need to go away.
Show blood.
Or like Del Rio. It's like another one. It's just like, you're getting booed because nobody likes you. It has nothing to do with what you're doing. And like, I've been seeing that a lot where people are like, oh, he's getting real heat because he's a real bad guy. No, Tommaso Ciampa is getting real heat for being a good bad guy.
Yeah. No one's cheering Tommaso Ciampa.
Roman Reigns is not getting heat because he's a good bad guy. He's getting heat because nobody wants him there.
He's a terrible face.
Yeah, and that's not good. That is literally the opposite of good. That's like if Walking Dead like had a character like who was that? Andrea?
Yeah.
Like everybody hated Andrea. And they just kept her.
Yeah.
And she was like now the main focus. Like they killed off Rick and just have Andrea be the main character.
Oh,
that's literally the opposite of what people want. Mm-hmm. And nobody's going to watch it if you keep giving them stuff they don't want. And that's why I think the ratings went down. It's because Roman. I don't think it was because people were blaming it on Seth when he was champion.
Yeah.
No, it's Roman.
No, it's because everybody knew that Roman Reigns was like you weren't going. And it sucks because they sacrificed Kevin Owens. Should have had a great Universal title run.
Right.
Especially if he was going to lose to Goldberg.
Yeah.
Like, they should have done something with that instead of like, okay, so here's Kevin Owens essentially in a Chris Jericho champion position.
Yeah.
Where he's just designed to lose to this person.
Right. No, I agree. And it's definitely one of those things where like WWE is just trying to justify people's reactions and make it seem like they have control over what the crowd's doing. Mm-hmm. And they don't. And the thing about wrestling is...
To some extent they do, but with the Roman Reigns thing, I think they're just going, la, 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 I can't hear you.
Yeah. And the thing about wrestling is it's very much a call and response. Mm-hmm. People want to feel like they're a part of it. The whole beach ball stuff is just people showing off that they're not into it. Because you tell...
What a fucking WrestleMania, like... event to see, just a crowd turning.
Yeah, I know, it's insane. And that's not, man, Roman's getting good heat. That's Roman shouldn't be here right now.
People are chanting this is awful during your match.
Yeah, it's not they're saying like, boo, you suck, or like, I hate you, I wish you would die, or anything. They're just saying you're bad, dude.
They wanted the kid back.
Yeah, like spoiler alert, wrestling's fake.
Yeah.
I don't care that Roman is fighting Brock Lesnar. I don't care that you think he's the top guy. The reason why people are booing is because we know it's fake, and we know you're pushing this guy down our goddamn throats, and nobody wants him there because he can't talk. People like to pretend like he can. He cannot talk. If you put him in the Attitude Era, he would be a D-level character because of how bad he talks.
I'm with you, and I'm feeling the fury.
I'm getting annoyed because it's getting to the point of like 2009 where Cena was the top guy. People weren't booing Cena because they wanted to boo, like, be
They were
controversial.
booing him because
They're booing him because
you made him all there was.
exactly.
And
He
he's
was
no
the
lo-
foil. He was the bad guy in the sense because, like, if you think about traditional storytelling, you have a bunch of people going after a singular bad guy or a bad business or a bad company or a bad entity. It's one. You have a villain. John Cena in wrestling and Roman Reigns in this is the same way, where you have one guy versus everybody, and everybody has their own favorites. So if it's one guy versus everybody, well, guess what? Everybody's getting against that one guy.
I think the difference, though, between Roman Reigns and John Cena back in the day is when John Cena was the guy and there was no other guys, there other than like a few internet darlings, there weren't other guys.
Right.
There was like CM Punk, but that was because we loved CM Punk.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns is in a situation where AJ Styles is more over than him. Daniel Bryan is more over than him. Samoa Joe is more over than him. He's a fucking heel.
Seth Rollins, Balor.
There are a million guys the
Brock.
crowd. Fuck it. There are a million guys the crowd wants to see way more than Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
And instead of giving us reasons to enjoy Roman Reigns, it's just that's what you get. Fuck you, Roman Reigns.
It's like I said, it's a call and response. It's supply and demand. I've always said that, like, the crowd don't always know what they want, so you can't go off of the crowd every time. But it's been 3 years.
All they got to do
3 years of booing and nobody's listening to them. So now the crowd's getting vicious.
but
They're getting kind of like dicks.
all they got to do with Roman is just book him better. When Roman's interesting, he's really interesting, and we're into it. But when you put him in situations where Paul Heyman is going to bury him on the mic, and all Roman Reigns is going to say is like, "So what?
You little bitch." He always says bitch.
Yeah.
Like, he says bitch like all the time.
Roman Reigns should be the silent type.
He should be. He should be like Mad Max.
Yeah.
Like, in the sense, like, he just kind of like
His promo should be done in like a video kind of way where it's just like say what you like. It's like voiceover where it's just him like working out. He should be like the strong silent type who when he first debuted, that's what he was seen
Right.
as. He looked at Michael Cole and said, "I'll say something when I have something to say." And then they never give him now he's always saying things, but he never has anything to
Right.
actually say other than, "I'm going to take that title from you, Brock." And then Brock Lesnar retains the title.
yeah. There's a lot of setup, no follow through, and also he just doesn't do it for anybody.
I agree. He's
He's not-
he's not a compelling character.
No.
Broken Matt Hardy is a more compelling character than Roman Reigns, and we know exactly where we stand with Broken Matt Hardy. He is a comedy wrestler, but I would rather see Brock Lesnar take on Broken Matt Hardy than Roman Reigns.
Exactly.
Because at least I'm getting something interesting.
And like I said, I don't think it has anything to do with his wrestling.
Yeah, he's a great wrestler.
It has to do with people don't feel connected to him, and they try to, because if you look at Daniel Bryan, people voice their opinions, people got their thing. Same
Yes.
with Punk, same with, I guess, Cena, kind of.
Strowman at this point.
Strowman, yeah. With Roman, they're like, we don't like this guy, but they're like, well, we don't care what you want.
You should.
I'm like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you
And
should.
I don't want to see. It's not like I want to see Roman Reigns fail. I just need some change in this because it's been I agree. It's been the same thing. It's been the same thing for the last 3 years. You've had Cena put him over, Daniel Bryan put him over, Triple H put him over, The Undertaker put him over.
Yeah.
The Undertaker didn't put over John Cena, but he put over Roman Reigns.
Right.
And at the crowd, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything for the crowd. The crowd still shits on him, and some of it's on purpose. But
Yeah.
it's like at the same time,
There's always going to be dicks, but I'm saying, like, look at Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa. These are real diehard wrestling fans who would boo Roman.
Yeah.
And they're booing Ciampa and cheering Gargano when it's necessary because the story's good, the wrestlers are good, and everything followed through.
shit, most of John Cena's boos are just that's what you do in
Yeah,
John Cena.
it's a Freudian
secretly
thing.
cheers, but it's just boo John Cena.
Yeah.
I'm of the 18 to 24 male demographic. Fuck you, Cena.
Yeah.
But secretly, I love you.
Yeah, it's like
But with
he's
Roman-
definitely earned my respect
With
for
Roman,
sure.
it's like I don't want to see you beat this wrestler tonight. Like I just don't want
Yeah,
to see it. I
it just-
don't care.
It's just become a thing where, like, they don't know. I don't know what they can do now because now I feel like a heel turn is a bad idea because once you do the heel turn, it's gonna feel forced, and it's going to be in the same situation.
And Roman can't keep inviting his family to see the title he's not going to win. They can't keep doing that to them.
I think the same thing all the time. I'm like, oh my God, his dad's here again.
How many more times are you going to do that to the fucking Roman Reigns?
Yeah.
To the Rock's family?
I'm saying, like, he's already a 3-time world champion. You can give him the title whenever you want, but don't make him like your protagonist of the story. Like, don't make him your key, your face, your whatever you want to call it. Don't make him your Stone Cold. Don't make him your Hulk Hogan. Don't do that. He's not that.
You can't do
I don't.
that.
I think
You tried to make him your Rock. They tried to make him the new The Rock, and it failed horribly.
right. No, and even like back then they were like, let's turn Roman heel. That way he could be just like The Rock. And people, that's what I mean by like wrestling is secular. Say it. Secular.
It comes in cycles.
Comes in cycles. Thank you. It's very people want familiarity, but new.
Yeah, we're
And that's
always
what.
looking
That's
for
why
the next.
That's why if you go on any forum with people doing fantasy booking, it's always like I would make a new Nation of Domination, or I'd make a new DX or a new NWO. It's because everybody wants familiarity but different.
Yeah,
And-
it's easy. It's easier to relate to.
Exactly.
Like the New Day, I think when the New Day was first like thought of, people were like, "Oh, it's going to be like a nation," and
Yeah.
then the New Day became its own thing.
exactly.
It's hard to let new things happen.
Yeah.
And Roman Reigns is not a new thing.
No.
There's nothing. And when Triple H goes on interviews and says, "Well, what if we did our own thing?" It's like you have everybody else with clearly defined face and heel roles, and with Roman Reigns, you just dismiss it.
Yeah. Not everybody's getting mixed reactions like Roman. That means it's wrong.
And it's not a mixed reaction. It's mostly boos.
Yeah, that's
John
fair.
Cena, mixed reaction.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns, mostly boos.
Right. That's why it would be better to put him heel, just so that way when you're getting booed, it's like, well, it looks like we're doing something right.
Emmelians said, "Well said, Connor. Thank you. Welcome to the stream. You should follow
Which
us.
Connor?
Both of us.
Okay, cool.
We're killing it. This is like, I mean, these are some solid Roman Reigns points.
Right.
We're not just gonna get banned from YouTube. We're gonna get banned from
The internet.
Oh yeah.
The internet. We're gonna have to start doing live streams and like video cassettes and
Roman
just mail them to
Reigns
people.
is gonna sue us, saying we hurt his Roman Reigns feelings.
He just comes up. He's like,
Big
"Hey,
dog.
big dog,
This is my yard.
uh,
You can't say mean things about me in my yard. It's my yard.
punk ass bitch."
Oh, is that what you? Okay, yeah. Again, like that's his comeback for
Yeah.
everything.
Because he's the big dog. Get it? Because he can say bitch because they can get away with it because it's a dog. That's literally the only reason why they say bitch. Did you notice that?
yeah,
Because like they'll beep out when someone slips and says bitch.
But
But
Roman
when
Reigns
Roman does it, because he always has this follow, it's like, you're in my yards now. I'm the big dog, and you're a
Bitch.
punk ass bitch. And that way they can get around it. It's dumb.
and with Braun Strowman winning this and having the press conference style victory after, it kind of just makes it seem like they have no choice. Crowds are shouting, "This is awful." During a WrestleMania main event.
Main event.
This is our main event of Wrestle fucking Mania.
Yeah.
And the crowd.
It was embarrassing.
The crowd doesn't care, and Brock Lesnar can get mad all he wants. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's Brock Lesnar's fault necessarily, and it's not necessary. I don't want to put it all on Roman Reigns, but I think the WWE, by not putting the title on Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, that's them. That is them kind of admitting we were wrong. Roman Reigns is not the guy. He can we'll still put the title on him because we have no choice.
Right. No,
But we
I think
can't-
people just wanted it to be over, and that's why people were a little bummed out that he didn't win it. Not because they wanted Roman to win; they just wanted it to be over.
I want it over, and I want Brock Lesnar to no longer be at the WWE.
Yeah, I think he's run his course and he's done.
It could have been Kurt Hawkins in that position, and not only would
Our-
it probably would have been
Our weekly Kurt Hawkins, like
Kurt Hawkins is going to be WWE Universal Champion.
we should get shirts to say like "Push Hawkins."
Oh yeah, hashtag yes.
Yes.
Sit down and he is our Kurt Hawkins is our sit down and pile drive wrestler.
Awesome.
He's the one we root for. We need like 2 more.
Oh,
Kurt Hawkins is number 1.
yeah.
He's going to get us our free tickets to WrestleMania 35.
Can I pick Mike Kanellis?
Yeah, and then I'll pick Heath Slater.
Okay, fair enough. We
He's
got
got kids.
We got a good faction
Yes.
going, man. We got Kurt Hawkins, Heath Slater, and Mike Kanellis.
And Kurt with the Ascension as the tag team.
Okay.
No. Pick a tag team.
Fandango.
Breezango?
Breezango.
I love it. All right.
I love
But Kurt
that.
Hawkins is our wrestler. We're going to get a big Kurt Hawkins poster.
Yeah.
A cardboard cutout Kurt Hawkins. And
Hashtag push Hawkins.
he's going to hear about us singing his praises, and he's going to go, I have 2 free comp tickets to WrestleMania 35. I'll send it to these guys.
Yeah, right.
Who
He
else
doesn't have
am
that kind of pull. He's like, I got nosebleeds if you want them, but
I got to be on the card.
I got an action figure if you want
Hey,
it.
if he gets his nosebleeds, I'm there.
All right.
I'm at WrestleMania 35.
Yeah.
Kurt Hawkins invited me.
Yeah.
All right. So you weren't here last week. I kind of
Okay.
wanted to get your thoughts on the Superstar shakeup.
It's good.
It was
good.
Hold on. 1 second. Props department.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Hey, just so you know, we're both named Connor, so it's very confusing. But
Props department. I worked.
all right,
hard on
good.
this whiteboard. There is some effort here. There is some effort in this whiteboard. I want to make sure we got it shot perfectly. I'll move my microphone if I have to. There we go.
I can hold it up to your face if you want.
I'll hold the microphone. Live television is hard.
Careful.
This is an episode of Impact. This was a Impact-produced episode of Sit Down and Pile Drive. So, Superstar shakeup. Pretty exciting stuff. A lot of things addressed. The SmackDown main event scene is
killer.
stacked. But the Raw side of things, clearly it was just like, here you go, Raw. You don't need this stuff because we're going to push Roman Reigns for eternity.
No, okay, so Jinder Mahal, it's going to be mid-card. Riot Squad, they're going to feud with Ronda. Kevin
Yeah.
Owens, Sami Zayn, main event, mid-card.
Tag team.
Tag team, whatever. Breezango, I think they're going to be the dark horse. I think they're going to be winning this title this year.
Really?
I really do.
God, that's a reach, man. I don't like it.
I think they have potential. I think they're funny, and Raw is all about entertainment. Mojo, who cares?
Yeah, Mojo and Zack Ryder are going to just feud with each other.
I wouldn't be surprised if they put them back together, honestly. If they just were like, hey, this never happened, here you go.
retcon the whole
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. They've done that before. Remember Primetime Players did that?
Alberto Del Rio randomly turned face and
Yeah,
then killed
yeah.
Santa a week later.
I didn't mean to, Pedro.
We do Color Circuit Live. We do have the best production values on Sit Down and Pile Drive.
Hell yeah.
The rest of the shows on Color Circuit got nothing on us. I'm coming after you, Improv Bagel. I'm coming after
Improv
you.
Bagel.
I'm taking all of it. I'm taking everything.
But yeah, and like I think Chad Gable is going to be their underdog story.
Really? I hope so, because they fucking pulled the rug under from Chad Gable.
I honestly think they're going to try to. I think they're going to have him be on a winning streak against like mid-carders and stuff for a while until Jason Jordan might be ready.
Yeah.
Okay, like don't put him in any like programs, but make him like kind of like, oh dang, he's really good, you know.
Bobby
Ooh.
Roode makes up their mid-card.
Yeah, I know. Like,
See, that's
I like
why
him on Raw, but man,
I don't like him on Raw with Roman Reigns.
yeah, whatever.
Although they can put on good matches.
Dolph Ziggler, whatever.
I mean, good for Dolph. I don't want Drew McIntyre.
I like them paired together.
I just
I
don't want
really
it to be
do.
a tag team. I like the idea of Drew McIntyre being in the Diesel role and Dolph Ziggler being in the Shawn Michaels role, although it's way too meta.
Yeah.
So meta.
You're starting to get like Inception, where it's a Shawn Michaels within a Shawn, within
Yeah.
a Shawn, within a Ziggler.
But it's like that works for Drew McIntyre.
yeah.
I just think to bring him in and stick him with the
I think they're bringing in a lot of lower card guys to make the upper card seem more big. Because if you look at like SmackDown, you got all those big names.
Well, they can't bring AJ Styles to Raw because Roman Reigns.
Right.
They can't bring Daniel Bryan. Like the SmackDown main event scene, like the good SmackDown main event stuff, has to stick around because I mean people cheer fucking Randy Orton more than Roman Reigns.
Yeah, for sure.
And Randy Orton is the most boring wrestler in the entire.
I don't think R-Truth actually went to SmackDown. I think that was
No,
just
he
a
did.
gag.
I looked it up.
Oh, I thought he didn't show up on SmackDown this week. They were like, oh, he's on Raw.
No, like no.
Oh.
I mean, you might be right. But
I could be wrong,
checked
but
the
I thought
list.
that was the joke.
This is how I found out R-Truth still works for the WWE.
My bad.
There better not be any spiders on that ladder.
But yeah, SmackDown, they got a good lineup. It looks like they're building up their tag team division.
Oh, for sure.
Like because I feel like as I said, like I think Vince McMahon doesn't really care about tag divisions. That's why I think Breezango might win because they're funny and he'll be laughing at it. I think SmackDown's run by someone else. Like I think someone else is in charge of the booking as opposed to Raw, which I think is all Vince. So I think they have all the tag teams there to build that up because you got literally the best tag teams except for maybe the Revival on SmackDown.
And Authors of Pain.
Yeah, but Authors of Pain, they're good as their role, but I don't know if they're good as like wrestlers. You know, I don't know.
I mean, they'll be
Every single one of their good matches has been in a triple threat tag team.
they'll be protected.
Yeah, fair enough. But that's what I'm saying. Like you got, if you were to say like what are the best wrestlers in the world or best tag teams in the world, you would say like Young Bucks and then everybody who's on SmackDown.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of like things SmackDown beefed up, their women's division
Got all one person.
is
Oh no, they got Absolution, 3 people.
and
Never mind.
Asuka.
Yeah, I know Asuka.
I mean,
Remember, Asuka doesn't matter anymore now that her streak's done.
you're wrong, but in hindsight, now that she's on SmackDown, I'm kind of like, oh, so you could have put the title on her.
Yeah, I know they're dumb.
But then she still would have had to. It was gonna happen. It was gonna happen.
It was gonna happen. Shouldn't have happened their first confrontation. It should have been Asuka beat Charlotte at WrestleMania, wins the title. They have a rematch at Backlash. Charlotte loses again, and she's like, "No, I will beat you." SummerSlam. They have their final match, and then Charlotte finally wins.
Millions says the raw muscle required for this lift on the whiteboard, though. Hey, when you got
as opposed to the SmackDown muscle.
no.
Boom! Great joke. Great joke.
Like I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
It had to happen. It had to happen.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it went to Charlotte and not Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
But I mean, now you have Charlotte and Asuka taking up the main event.
Yep.
I think being champion is going to be good for Carmella
Yeah.
because she's going to have a long title run.
Yeah, but I think she's gonna lose it at Backlash.
She'll lose it at SummerSlam.
I think she's gonna lose it at Backlash.
No, because the story's going to be Charlotte and Asuka one-upping each other, chasing each other for number one contendership. Carmella's going to outsmart them the entire way because they're fighting with each. Yes, it's going to happen, man.
I disagree.
You might, but I'm telling you.
No, what I think is gonna happen is they made her cash in just to get it off of her because they were like, oh yeah,
No,
we forgot she had it.
Carmella's
Here.
going to hold it. Carmella's going to hold it for a while.
No.
I'm telling you, it's going to happen. But then you got people. Jeff Hardy, I think you were right. Jeff Hardy went to SmackDown. Good for Jeff Hardy. He can always get moved into the main event scene.
Yeah, at any time. Literally, they could just be like, nah.
Sanity is good. I
love
think, especially to SmackDown.
I just can't wait to see them on the main roster
Oh,
because we've only seen them in NXT, and it's just something different when they come to a main
I'm
roster.
so happy Eric Young is coming to the main roster of WWE. I love Eric Young.
Chaos.
Like if you wrote a list of the people TNA wasted, I'd put him in my top 10
he
list.
was world champion.
No. I
Waste
mean,
that?
I don't mean wasted.
Okay.
I mean just people who toiled away in Impact Wrestling for too long.
When around the time that I stopped watching, he was getting huge.
I know, but then
in
they
TNA.
had him drop the title to Bobby Lashley because Bobby Lashley.
Right.
I'm there. I love Eric Young as TNA Impact champion,
Yeah.
but then it's kind of like when Austin Aries was. It's like, well, you're not this guy, so you're going to lose the title to this guy.
Yeah.
Then you have the obviously SummerSlam main event, The Miz, Daniel Bryan.
Yep.
Not main event, but that's going to be there. That's going to be when that match happens.
I would love them to like push it.
I want it to be a squash. It needs to be a squash in my eyes. At least
It's gonna be a bloodbath, dude. It's gonna be one of those things where, at least, like, you go with what you'd say, and I'll tell you what I would do.
So okay, here my whole thing is just Miz's heel work is too excellent because I hate the fact that he does the yes kicks, and that's the point. That's why he does the yes kicks. So now that Daniel Bryan's back and can do the yes kicks, I just want to see him kick Miz's head off, put him in a label lock, and then I never have to see the Miz, and I called it a label lock.
Hell yeah, dude.
I just dated myself.
Hell yeah, man. I love that.
It was the lapel lock. But to just see him slap it on in like 4 minutes, it doesn't have to be a short squash match, but it just needs to be a decisive victory for Daniel Bryan. I mean, it'll probably be a long match because there's a lot of story. It's just if I was booking it, that's how I do it.
If I were booking it, I would do it as safe versus reckless, and that's what the build would be. It's about Bryan being too emotional to get through the match correctly. And what it's going to be is the match is going to start off and Bryan's just going to toy with him. Brian's gonna be like, so I've been like doing like cracking knuckles and like I've been waiting a long time for this. And Miz is just kind of running around trying to get away from him. And then he finally gets him. He just does technical submissions, basically torturing the poor boy.
1 second. How's our frame rate doing? Okay. You sure?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. It just looks a little bit laggy. Good. Just everything looks a little bit laggy. Live television's hard.
Live television's hard.
Anyway,
We make movies
That's
here.
my catchphase because I say it all the time. Anyway,
So yeah, I think he's gonna be torturing the poor boy for a while in like submissions, like the coolest submissions you'll ever see, stuff he hasn't done in years. You know, very Zack Sabre Jr. style. And then at one point, Miz is gonna just like slap him, and finally he'll do the, you know, like he does, and like start getting rage and go like batshit crazy fast with everything. And he's gonna go for a suicide dive, and Miz is gonna duck, and he's gonna hit the announcer table like he did in NXT. In his first NXT match, he's gonna hit it, and it's gonna be kind of like a parallel to that because that's how long this feud's been going. And Miz is basically just gonna be slow and methodical, and he's gonna win. And I know that sounds dumb, but he's gonna win. And then he can start playing up this.
It does sound dumb.
You could have beaten me at any point, but because you were so damn reckless, you couldn't get it done. You know, and it'd be like this whole thing because their whole story is I'm a real wrestler, you're an entertainer, I'm better, you're the worst. It would make so much more sense for him to win because he got overzealous and started like throwing caution to the wind, and Miz just capitalized.
I see what you're saying. Here's my retort. Daniel Bryan is not going to be like losing anything. Like the only way I see that happening is Miz cheating. Daniel Bryan's not going to lose clean to anybody. Daniel Bryan's not going to slip up against anybody. They're going to book Daniel Bryan strong.
I don't think they will.
I think they will.
I don't think they will.
I disagree.
I think because he's not going to be champion for a bit, they're going to book him a little bit weaker just to make it more believable that he's not champion yet, because everybody's going to be like, he should be champion right now.
Yeah. Real quick, Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns. Samoa Joe wins.
You think Samoa Joe's
I
going to win?
think Samoa Joe wins.
I agree.
I think they're going to do if they're dead set on putting the title on Roman Reigns. I think they're going to do a thing where he's losing and he can't get it. He can't focus. He can't get his head on straight. And then something happens with Brock Lesnar, and we get Roman Reigns reborn. Even though nothing changes, and it's the same Roman Reigns, and fuck you fans.
I've been saying that I think he's going to be doing like the John Cena 2014 where he just can't win the big one, and it's just a constant like getting at his head that he's not good.
New Mexico Entertains, the magazine I work for, has turned heel on me. And they're saying that you're right, that Miz is going to win at SummerSlam.
Oh, I told you. Hire me.
Well, Teresa, I am hurt. I am hurt by this chain of events.
I'm not. Don't worry about him. He's just a little baby.
You're all wrong. We're all going to be going, yes, yes.
No, they're going to go
SummerSlam. No,
it.
You're wrong. You're wrong. Miss Woot, the board. Chaska, be on my side. Be on my side.
Man.
So
you fully went heel. You're Roman Reigns right now, dude. Everybody's just booing you.
Now Miz and the Mr. Rush is leaving me high and dry in the tag match.
Yeah.
Wrestling.
So
nothing happens with R-Truth. I don't know why R-Truth was.
I don't know. Maybe he's gonna be more of like a backstage person on SmackDown.
He'll do comedy stuff. Big Cass will be probably a solid mid-card heel.
Yo,
He'll take the title off of Jeff Hardy.
This short.
He'll take the title off of Jeff Hardy.
No.
Who takes the title off of Jeff? Besides El Idolo.
I don't think it's anybody who's been transferred. It's probably someone who's already there.
Yeah.
So who's there? Because we have all these names. I'm blanking on who else is there.
Ty Dillinger.
Yeah. No.
Definitely not Ty Dillinger.
You know, I don't think it's gonna be Big Cass. It might be Joe.
No. Probably, but I don't want it.
It might be Joe or The Miz.
I just might hold the board the rest of the stream, Sarah Peeves. You never know. I got them muscles for it. Anyway, so
those muscles.
Here's my thing. I don't want Samoa Joe is a main event guy to me. I know the United States. It's a title, but
We can have the whole Miz and Daniel Bryan feud be over the United States title, and that'll also be kind of like
I'd be okay
a
with
good
that.
full circle thing. You know, have Miz have the United States title, and then
I just
Bryan win, or have Bryan win from Jeff Hardy, because who wouldn't want to see that? I would.
Jeff Hardy versus Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, that'd be
a
cool.
great
That'd be a
match.
great match. Have Daniel Bryan win the United States title, because he's always about taking things that aren't important, making it important.
Yeah.
And then he'll bring back the Open Challenge.
Yes.
And he can totally like put over people that way, not by losing, but like by making them look good.
I agree.
Leading up to a match The Miz, and Miz wins with my idea. That's how I think they're gonna do it.
Damn it.
I'm the best.
It's
Don't forget it.
You're second best. I'm here. Now, I think the biggest dark horse in this entire stuff is Andrade Cien Almas.
It's a 50-50 coin flip.
Because they could get him right, or
Or
they
he-
could get him very, very
50-50.
wrong.
I think if he has Selena, he's
Oh,
good.
Selena's coming.
I know he is. I know
Yeah.
she is. I'm saying because she's there, I think he's gonna be good.
I-
I just don't know what that means, being good. Does that mean he's gonna be put into mid card, lower card, or top card? Like, I don't know, because he literally could fit any of those roles. I can see them messing it up and putting him in a Ty Dillinger role.
Yeah.
It would suck, but they could totally do it.
We gotta do the we gotta lift that curse you just put on him.
Yeah. Okay. Well, or you could put him in the mid card and have him be like, you know, just kind of like a United States champion. They could do that old tired thing where the foreigner wins the United States title and like, America, I'm the champion.
Is
you know?
that your Andrade?
No, I was doing a non-cultural foreign
Kinda all over
heel.
the place.
Yeah, like on purpose.
A world traveled foreign heel.
Yeah, just kind of like, because you know how it is. It's always like
The chat is,
America is number 2 compared to my country of not America.
The chat won't stop commenting on me holding the board.
So you're
I
gonna
want
hold
to
it.
put it down,
I mean,
but I feel like I'm selling out. I'm at this point now where I just don't know what to do.
I mean, you're a heel. You don't listen to the crowd.
I am a heel, but at the same time, I don't want to. You know, that's all anyone will want to talk about. Like, I just see chats from now on being like, "Oh, Connor's
Where's
not
that
holding
board?
the board."
Where's the board?
I mean, the board will. I'm in a spot right now.
I need a board. Get the board. You'd be like the chairman of the board, like La Parka, but instead of a chair, it's a board.
Do you
So
think-
it's the same gimmick, but instead of a chair, it's a board.
So they'll probably put Absolution with Carmella. I don't think they're going to turn Paige heel, but Carmella is.
I thought Iconics were gonna go with Carmella.
Here's the Carmella. No, because the Iconics are such a comedy duo.
That's why they would go
They
great with Carmella.
and they should really be their own thing.
Carmella is not a vicious person.
Absolution needs a leader.
Absolution, you know who their leader's gonna be?
Who?
Charlotte.
I love it.
Charlotte will
man.
lead Absolution.
You just changed.
and
my
Charlotte's
whole
gonna go
mind.
heel, because she's not a good face.
She's a fine face.
She's not a good
She's
face.
She's not a Becky Lynch face.
That's why I think Charlotte's going to win the title at Backlash, in my opinion, because I think Carmella just cashed in just to get it over with. Then you have Charlotte feuding with turn heel and go against Asuka.
our chat's just killing it.
How?
We've got. I think Connor is a face than a heel.
Oh, I'm the heel because I got villain on my hat. I see how it is.
feel like-
Prejudice.
No, I feel like I'm the heel because you're like way more positive than I am.
I don't think so.
Then we've also got what in the world is Carmella San Diego.
Carmella San Diego.
Oh, our chat's killing it. They're beach ball maniaing us right now.
Wow.
We're putting on gold for you guys. I'm holding the board. We're fantasy booking the shit out of everything. Ugh.
That should just be the show. Is just us talking about how we would do things.
No, I like what we do. I like what we got.
Oh, boo!
I'm the Iron Man of whiteboard holding. No one held the whiteboard longer than me. It happened. I turned heel on the entire chat. I'm going to put my microphone back. You know what? I'm going to turn heel on Dylan and not tangle it back up. No, he'll yell at me.
Oh, poor baby.
My arm hurt.
My arm hurts. Boo.
I was holding that up for a long time.
Like 5 minutes. Oh, no.
Ah. Don't you no. We're a tag team.
Tag team, is that what we're doing?
Tag team.
Well, if you're heel, then I'm heel.
We are heels. Don't
So-
turn on me.
I don't like you, chat.
Yeah, chat. So, oh God, I'm sorry. This is why it's the most controversial wrestling related podcast on Color Circuit.
Because we got boards.
We got boards, and sometimes we hold them up, sometimes we put them down. You know, sorry.
Sometimes we put them down.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm weak. I'm feeble. But you're watching my show. I'm the talk and Griff's show.
I was about to say, I was like, whoa, we splitting up this tag team?
Tranquilo. I'll put you through
Going solo. Been traded to Raw.
Put you through the barbershop window.
Yeah.
Oh, we need one of those. Anyway,
that'd be sick.
So the Greatest Royal Rumble happened, but there was some controversy related to it.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia is not a fan of women, apparently.
Yeah, but less fans of
women wrestlers.
Yeah.
Even less. So they pretty much banned all, like, WWE. They still paid their women's wrestlers.
That's good.
Yeah, they paid them like they did the pay-per-view, but there was not a single women's match on the card, and people flipped out.
It's a freaking wrestling show.
Mm-hmm.
It is not their place to delve into politics.
I agree.
That, like, I'm sorry, but like, I'm all for women's rights.
I love women.
I love women rights, and but like, there's a time there's a time and place. There's a time and place for politics, and a pro wrestling show is not that place.
Hold on. We love women's rights and women's wrestling.
Yeah.
Oh,
that should be a shirt. Is like, we love women's rights.
We
or women ... and on the back it just says
Sit
rights.
Down and Pile Drive is a fan of all women, regardless of whether they're professional wrestlers or not. No,
but my point being,
the chat did not take kindly to leaving out. We're good.
Wait, what happened? What happened?
There was just a miscommunication.
Yeah. No, but like, there's a time and a place for politics, and I'm sorry, entertainment
in the next few years, I imagine
eventually
in Saudi Arabia, they just had their first women's wrestling match. I think in India. No, not India. They just did like the first women's wrestling match in Abu Dhabi or something.
Abu Dhabi, yeah.
Yeah, Abu Dhabi. Like, they just did that.
Mm-hmm.
It takes time.
Yeah.
And at the same time, New Japan doesn't really have women's wrestling.
No, they don't have any women's wrestling.
We here at Color Circuit would like to state that the views and representation of Sit Down and Pile Drive not reflect upon the whole company.
We're coming after you, YouTube. Ban us. Ban me. Ban Griff. Ban Color Circuit. No. I mean, unless this one gets us banned again. Toeing the line.
Freedom of speech. This is America.
We should be allowed.
I could say I like women, because I do. And I like women's rights. Politics. But people are freaking out over this, but it's not one of those things where, like, you got to understand that their job is to make money, not to fight people. What's going on?
We don't agree with Saudi Arabia's laws.
No, but it's entertainment. And like,
and millions saying hashtag I would like to be excluded from this Griff narrative. Let's just keep digging a grave. What's
going on?
I don't know. I think we're digging a grave.
I have no idea what's going on.
I think we're supposed to say shame on you, Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, shame on Saudi Arabia. They're dumb as fuck, but it's not WWE's fault.
It's not. Okay. As gross as doing things for money is, because they got cut like a $200 million check.
For 10 years. That's 20 million every appearance.
So as sad as it is that WWE chose that over featuring their...
No, yeah, I agree with that. But I was just saying that it's the politicians are the ones who are supposed to be making that decision.
Yeah.
When you're coming into a place as a foreign country, it's kind of a dick move to go in and be like, fuck your culture. And here's my culture.
Saudi Arabia, WWE had women just in advertisements, and Saudi Arabia still sent out like press releases apologizing for women just being featured in their commercials.
No, yeah.
So
it's all about whether looking at it as like a business or as a stance. WWE it's a work. The entire women's revolution is a work in WWE's case. But they don't give a flying fuck about women's rights, WWE. They don't care. They do it because it's good for social media and it's good for their presentations in the world. Like it's how people look at it.
Yeah.
And it's really, really terrible, you know, because the women should be treated as equals, but they're not. And WWE is trying to give the facade that they're treating their women like equals, and they're not.
I mean, I don't know. I think that one's kind of hard to speculate on.
The fact that they have to mention every fucking time.
Well, because
Historic first women's rumble. Why can't you just call it a
I know,
Royal
but
Rumble?
We've talked about this.
Yeah.
We talked about this before. You can't, as much as like, yeah, they keep doing it, so it feels like it's being shoved down people. It doesn't feel organic because they keep doing it, but at the same time, like a decade ago, they didn't give a fuck about their women's division
Right.
at all. Now that they're giving women 20-minute matches and stuff like that, putting them in Hell in a Cells.
Yeah.
As much as like as men, we've seen a bunch of Hell in a Cells. We're like, just call it Hell in a Cell. Why do you got to call it the first women's Hell in a Cell? Because it's the first women's Hell in a Cell.
But I agree. But I think calling it like historic first and first and all this stuff is kind of demeaning to the women, because to them, all they want is equality. I think everybody just wants to be looked at as the same.
Mm-hmm.
And by saying, oh, it's like the first ever women's Royal Rumble, that one makes sense. But saying like the first ever Elimination Chamber,
Especially a month
Who
after the
cares?
first women's Royal Rumble.
it's a buzzword that WWE uses because it gets traction on social media, and I'm sorry to the chat if it's getting misconstrued. I am a feminist. Like I honestly believe that women's rights are important, and it's ignorant to understand that that's not true.
Like I don't agree with Saudi Arabia. I don't fault WWE. And at the same time, I'm like, where is this outrage with New Japan?
Right.
That doesn't feature women's wrestling at all.
Where's PWG doesn't do women's wrestling. CZW does a lot of women's wrestling. They're more of like, let's beat up some women.
Yeah.
But it makes sense.
I mean, I
it's
get
not
it,
that
I get it because
dickish.
WWE is on a platform.
Right.
But wrestling fans going after the WWE for just following a country's laws.
Yeah, that's like getting mad if I went to Canada and I was like, maple syrup fucking sucks. People are gonna be pissed.
Well, maple syrup does not fucking suck.
But what if it does?
It doesn't.
I know it doesn't. But if I went to Canada and said that,
I feel like that's a stretch. But
I know it's a stretch.
I'm
trying to make this lighter because everybody turned on me.
We turned on both of
and
us.
I'm trying to explain that like
we have to. We
you got to think about it is that they're just an entertainment company. They're not a rights activist company. They're not a charity that's trying to improve the rights of women. They are there just to entertain. They got paid money to entertain. And the people who paid them are the Saudi government. Granted, they probably shouldn't have put this on the network.
No, I think they should have.
No, I honestly don't think they should. The way the outcome came out, shouldn't have done it. The reason why is because you don't want to exploit your audience. If your audience is like, hey, you probably shouldn't do this because of women, they'd be like, we understand we're not going to put it on the network because we feel like it's going to offend our viewers.
I get where you're going with that.
But you can't be mad at them for putting on a show in Saudi Arabia because they don't believe in the politics.
They want to hear the whiteboard's view on women's rights.
I mean, it says Raw, SmackDown, and
this is the 11-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Of sit down and pile drive.
Right. Exactly. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Is like there's a time and place, and that was not the time or place
I think
to die on that hill.
I think that's fair. I mean, I'm glad it was good. It was good. It was
a fine show.
I'm not saying that. I mean, it probably would have been better to have some women on it, but you can't fault the WWE, which is a business.
Yeah.
For doing business things.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn wasn't at the show.
Right, exactly.
Because business.
Nobody's going up in arms about how the fact that they wouldn't let a Syrian on the damn show.
I mean, when
nobody's getting up in arms that like they wouldn't allow they wouldn't even let freaking like anybody of Jewish descent there.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know how many Jewish people there are actually in the WWE, but they wouldn't have allowed it.
When Darren Young was on their roster, there were certain.
They wouldn't let any gay people.
Darren Young, they went to the United Arab Emirates, I think, and they have some pretty bad fucking policies on homosexuals. And Darren
they
Young,
murder homosexuals.
Yeah,
like it's not. That's what people in like on social media don't get is this is like a real issue. This isn't like
this isn't
like I can go on Twitter and say. You know, I can say like, I support all rights for women and anybody a part of the LGBT community plus Q, and there's no harm. In Saudi Arabia, you do that, you die.
Yeah.
And WWE, guess what? If they do that, they're dead.
They can't. Yeah. I mean, it's.
And I don't mean like they're not going to get their money. They're going to get
Nah.
people who go after them.
Yeah, like they're breaking
Personally.
the law, basically.
Yeah. And that's what people don't understand is that, like, from what there was a Reddit user who posted on Squared Circle about how Saudi Arabia has changed over the last couple of years and how they're more accepting of women, especially.
Yeah.
Women are going to be driving in June for the first time ever.
Baby steps.
Baby steps. You can't start a revolution overnight. If you do, there's bloodshed. There's no such thing as a revolution without bloodshed.
Unless it's the women's revolution. There was no bloodshed yet.
Yeah, and fake wrestling.
Fake wrestling. Wrestling's fake.
Yes.
We got to get away from this topic.
Yeah,
We're
I know.
all for women. We're all for women's rights.
I really wanted to get like through the point though. Is like I'm not saying
No, I got you. You and I
Yeah.
are making the same. I think
Yes.
we're making the same thing. Our whiteboard loves women, loves women's wrestlers. It also wants to stay out of Saudi Arabian politics because we want to live.
Yeah,
We want to live.
I want to get like killed by. No, I'm gonna save that joke for later.
Yeah. So, is the Backlash lineup finalized? Because we should probably.
I know it's Roman. We should do predictions. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I'll pull it up real quick.
Because I think they're doing. I think they're doing a new podcast tonight, so we need to wrap it up.
Okay. Yeah. No problem.
No, this has been a real good podcast.
Has it?
Yeah, I want to get you
Okay.
with Fernando. No, I mean up until the.
Because apparently everybody hates me.
we are up until the sexist part of the show.
How is it? All right.
It's not. It's not. It's not. We're being entertaining.
Entertaining.
Cheska, you're a girl. Was
You're a
that
girl.
sexist?
She's like, "Fuck yeah, it was." No, I think I made a good. I think I made.
No, I
okay
think
point.
All
All right, so this is the card so far. We have 7 matches.
That sounds like it's the card.
Yeah, 7 matches. You got. Oh, probably some of these were announced tonight, probably, since we're Raw is on.
Well,
so,
let's just read it.
so we got Bobby Lashley and Braun Strowman versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in a tag team match. Probably Braun and Lashley win, or you know what? I'll go. Kevin and Sami are gonna win.
I think so. I think Lashley will cost them the match.
Yep. Next match is Daniel Bryan versus Big Cass singles match.
Okay, so everybody agrees we just misspoke.
Okay.
No one thinks we're
Okay.
sexist.
Fair enough. Like I can understand.
We just said the
I thought
wrong-
all I said was I love women. And then everybody freaked out and everyone was like, "What? Am I not supposed to love women?"
I would like to say that all chat is probably all girls. Probably.
Yeah, I started to get that feeling.
Yeah.
we were speaking. It's just like, no, that's a man. No, we're good.
Fair enough. Like I understand like if you have different opinions than mine. I just feel like an entertainment is not
Yeah,
it's not the place to be dealing in with mass like
should- yeah.
genocide
A
of
wrestling-
homosexuals
a
and
wrestling
women.
show is not the place.
Yeah,
to
it's like no,
create political strife. Anyway,
it's like getting mad at a movie for being aired in Saudi Arabia. Like, whatever. You got so Daniel Bryan versus Big Cass. Who do you got?
oh, Daniel Bryan.
Okay. Yeah, I'm agree with that.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, I'm agree with that.
Or Big Cass. I mean, Daniel
It's
Bryan
just
wins.
like how long do you want to stretch this feud out?
Not long.
Yeah,
It's
so that's why I think Daniel Bryan's gonna
it's
win.
something to establish Cass as a force and to establish Daniel Bryan as the underdog.
Fair. Next match, we got Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe.
I'm telling you, Samoa Joe is going to win that
I
match.
agree, Samoa Joe.
I think Roman Reigns is going to eat a few losses, especially if he's winning that title. They're going to make him eat some losses,
Yeah, agreed.
which makes no sense, but it just seems.
I
like,
think it will build up Samoa Joe better for SmackDown, so he can be
needs-
thrown
yeah.
into the main event without it being weird.
especially since he's coming back from injury.
All right, so next match, Carmella
Glad we could do that for
Versus-
you, Sarah. We've
versus
made a wrestling
Charlotte.
fan.
Oh, did we?
Yeah,
Aw.
someone is a wrestling fan now.
Oh, that's
Thank-
so sweet. I really appreciate that.
Thank
Like
you,
I'm
sir.
actually genuinely like, oh, like I'm not trying to like be mean. I'm-
No, I got you. I got you. We've converted.
Yeah, it's nice. All right, so the next match is Carmella champion versus Charlotte Flair. I say Charlotte's gonna win.
Carmella.
I think Charlotte's gonna
No.
win. Fair enough.
I think. Well,
It would be fun if we agreed,
Here's
dude.
my thing. Carmella sat on that Money in the Bank briefcase for a while. SmackDown, I'm sure they're going to turn Charlotte heel, but it's not going to be for a while. So Carmella is kind of top SmackDown heel in the women's division. Charlotte and Asuka are kind of going to be doing their one, showing each other.
Yeah.
That was my Porky Pig moment of the night. And I think Becky Lynch is probably going to feud with Carmella for a little bit.
Who?
Becky Lynch.
Oh, Becky Lynch. Okay.
Because, like, Becky.
I know you love Becky so much, but I don't think that's going to happen.
No, she's not going to win the title. I think she's going to be I'm trying to think of a good example for it. That face that is not going to win the title, but they can feud for a little bit. While Asuka and Carmella, Asuka and Charlotte are probably going to do stuff with the Iconics, which is stupid. They changed their name.
I don't mind it. I don't care.
The 2 eyes is dumb.
Two Eyes is dumb, but I don't. Riot Squad has 2 T. It's more of a trademark thing. Don't worry about it.
It's dumb. I hate it.
You're thinking about it too hard. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So I see Carmella holding the title at least until SummerSlam.
No, I think the reason why I'm thinking is because I'm pretty sure they just forgot that she had the Money in the Bank, and they were just like, "Oh shit, we can do that after Raw or SmackDown after Mania. Big pop, get it off her, and then get back to what we were doing."
That's so much meaner. That's so much meaner. Than
No, because it gives her a title.
I know, but you're making it. The way you're saying it.
I know,
one day,
Carmella, definitely hyperbolic for sure.
One day, Carmella just walked into the locker room, and someone in booking went, "Oh shit, you're still our fucking Money in the Bank winner."
No, I just like for how great Carmella is, she just doesn't fit in the main as the top person in the roster that they have right now.
She could take on an Edge role because Edge kind of has that.
Yeah, but I don't think. Well, you know what? I'll give this with a little bit of I'll concede. I want to see her wrestle.
Yeah,
because she's been like talking up her game and how she's improved a lot, and she hasn't had a singles match since 2016.
Yeah,
so. If she's amazing, I'll be like...
Or competent. She doesn't need to be amazing. She just needs to be able to carry herself. If you put her in feuds with Asuka and Charlotte and Becky Lynch, they'll be good matches because those 3 know how to put on good matches with anybody. And I think even her NXT stuff, Carmella was capable.
Yeah.
She wasn't like blowing anyone away, but she had matches with with Bayley that like were really good.
Yeah. I think... Get it off of her so that they can go back to the story they were telling between Charlotte and Asuka.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be Charlotte turning heel and Asuka fighting against her with the absolution.
Yeah.
That way it's Charlotte. She's like, I beat you. Why do I have to fight you again? Woo! And then Asuka's like, I said you were ready for Asuka, but now Asuka is ready for you.
I like it.
Something like that.
I like it, but I think you're wrong about Charlotte as a face, but that works.
I don't think she's that.
I think she's a great heel.
I think she's 1,000 times better as a heel, and I think we needed a break from her being a heel, and now that we've had that, she can come back. Next match, or if you want to...
No, next match, yeah.
Next match is Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss.
Nia Jax. Although, it's Alexa Bliss, and she's not going to be doing anything. She'll probably take the title off of Nia.
What's the next pay-per-view?
I think it's Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank? Alexa versus... I would say Nia wins.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be then Nia versus... I don't know who they would put her
Ember
against.
Moon, they might just have like a quick match with
Ember.
Ember.
Face match.
Yeah.
They might not have a title match.
Because Money in the Bank...
They might not have a title match because of the Money in the Bank.
Oh,
That's
a mistake.
That is a mistake, but it would solve a lot of issues.
Nia will lose
matches.
it to the Money in the Bank winner.
Yeah. No, yeah.
She's not going to hold that title for very long.
It makes sense, too, because if she's so big and like dominant, it makes sense for her to lose it to someone like
Alexa
Money in the
Bliss
Bank.
might win Money in the Bank.
I think, who did I think? I was just thinking about this the other day on who's going to win it. I've totally lost it, but I remember thinking someone was going to win it. I'll come back to it. We'll think about it. Then you got Seth Rollins defending the Intercontinental Championship against The Miz.
Seth Rollins.
Yes. I think Seth Rollins will win. But God, wouldn't that be cool if Miz won? And then they have both the mid cards on SmackDowns, and then they have to kind of like figure out what they're going to do. And maybe Miz can cross brands for like a couple weeks.
Yeah, they're not going to do that. But
no, they won't.
It would be cool.
I just want him to get that
Seth
record.
Rollins wins.
Yeah. And then the main event is AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. And I think Nakamura is going to win.
Nakamura's going to win.
Mm-hmm.
And then AJ will
I think this is going to be very heel heavy. Or it's going to be very face heavy, so you got to have a heel win.
Mm-hmm. And Nakamura, he'll probably do the low blow.
Yeah.
And the ref will be distracted, and that will be the story, and then it'll be SummerSlam when AJ Styles finally puts on a fucking cup.
Yeah, they'll have like a Extreme Rules match. Isn't Extreme Rules coming up after Money in the Bank?
I don't know if Backlash basically took the place of Extreme Rules.
Okay, I thought they were okay. Well, they'll have like a hardcore match where anything goes, and then that's how they'll finally blow off the feud.
Mm-hmm.
That way, it's like.
I mean, next week we'll probably have since we do this during Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Next week we'll have a much better idea of what they're going to do.
And I could send in my predictions.
Yeah,
if I change my
we're good.
mind.
Are you going to be able to be here next week?
No, I have to work.
We'll figure out next week. All right, this was a good one. This was a good
all
show.
right.
We laughed, we loved, we learned.
Yep.
Chat came together. We made a family happen.
Yes. And I like women.
And women's rights too.
And women's rights.
Women are just great. Hi, Mom. So, for Sit Down and Pile Drive, that's the end of the show. I'm Connor.
I'm Connor.
You guys have a great rest of your night.
Connor's out.